You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Hazelton Honda.
Welcome inside Jake Sobeski Stadium. We're in West Pittston, Luzerne County. Tonight, it's a Wyoming Valley Conference battle between undefeated Lake Lehman and the defending 3A state champions, Wyoming area. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Ide, joined tonight by Jan Sechak, former Tunkhannock area coach. Hannah O'Reilly would join us shortly. Beautiful night for high school football. The rain is gone, and the sun actually came out for a little while. So, Jan, yesterday the district committee came out with their playoff brackets. In 3A, they're going to take the top two teams for a championship game in early November. These two teams are 3A. There's four teams vying for two spots. This game becomes even more important tonight.
This is tantamount to the rest of the season for the playoff run. Tuesday evening, we saw Lakeland upset 6A Wilkes-Barre area to gain tons of power points, which puts them safely in first place at this point. Followed by Lake Lehman, number 3 is Prep, and number 4, Wyoming area. So, Bob, this is a huge game for both schools.
Lake Lehman comes in undefeated. Their high-powered offense is averaging over 39 points per game. One guy we're going to see a lot of tonight is our Toyota Spotlight player, Ryan Iden.
Ryan Iden is electricity in a can. That's a Coach Gilski quote right there. He's a fun kid to coach. He's electrifying, and he gets everybody going on the offense and defensive side of the ball. He's scored 6 touchdowns this year, and he's just been doing a great job for the Knights.
The Warriors have lost 2 games to 2 undefeated teams. Last week, a tough loss to Crestwood. To get back on track, we have to see a lot of our other Toyota Spotlight player. That's Drew Marook.
Drew Marook is a wonderful sophomore player. He plays both sides of the ball. He's scored 5 touchdowns for the Warriors this year. And defensively, he's 17 touchdowns for losses. And Coach Spencer said he wanted to play the best teams and try to get that PowerPoint rating. So that's why this game tonight is key to their playoff run again.
As I mentioned, a beautiful fall night for Friday Night Rivals. Let's check in now on the weather with Allie Debicki from the Fox 56 News first at 10.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our Friday Night Rivals forecast. I'm Chief Meteorologist Allie Debicki. Major difference from what we saw yesterday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Cold front brought us way down, and tonight as we get into kickoff and to halftime, we're going to be looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 40s for Lake Lehman versus Wyoming area. Keep in mind there will be a few showers around, not going to be a complete washout. We'll talk more about your forecast coming up at halftime, but for now we'll send it over to the field.
It's the 37th meeting between these two teams. The Warriors have won 29 games, and the Black Knights haven't beaten them since 2013. It's Lake Lehman and Wyoming area next.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Here comes Lake Lehman trying to go to 6-0 on the season. Trying to pull the upset tonight. Wyoming area. Welcome back to Jake Sobeski Stadium. Here comes, we are set for tonight's Friday Night Rivals game. And a third member of our crew is Hannah O'Reilly. And once again, a big night. Not only is it homecoming, it's also see how many spectators are going to be here tonight.
Bob and Jan, it's going to be a big game here tonight. Like you mentioned, it's homecoming for Wyoming area. We saw them crown the king and queen a little bit earlier. Now it's also their last home game of the season, which is a big deal, especially for those seniors who went from almost not even having their senior season to making it to tonight's game. Now here's how the tickets are going to be laid out tonight. We're expecting 1,000 people in the stands tonight. That means Wyoming area football players, cheerleaders, band members, and homecoming court members were all given 4 tickets each, and every Wyoming area senior was also given a ticket to tonight's game. Now the school is stressing that you cannot get into tonight's game unless your ticket was bought ahead of time. No ticket, no entry into tonight's game. Now, like I mentioned, it's Wyoming area's last home game of the season, so let's hope these guys make it worth it. Bob and Jan?
I know some of these players are just happy to get a season in, so having a senior night homecoming, really a special event. Wyoming area won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so the Lackawanna College kickoff will be Jaden Rusin. And we're underway in West Pittston. It's Wodrowski who takes it. finds some room up to the 35. That's where the Black Knights will take over. And we'll see this high-powered offense run by Ethan Adams. Third year starting. He's thrown for 986 yards, 13 touchdowns, and more impressive, Jan, 1 interception.
That is tremendous stats for a young man. And again, he's a seasoned veteran back there for the Black Knights. And he's going to do a great job for them all season. But he's worried about this snap right now.
They average 215 yards through the air in this high-powered offense. 5 wide receivers will start. We have a tight end in there for Lake Lehman. Adams, but it's Nasir Kadri shooting in from his linebacker spot for a 7-yard loss on the first play of the game.
Wow, Nasir Kadri on that play. He read that incredibly well and hit that hole even faster to stuff him for a 3-yard loss. You'll see that right there. They didn't pick him up, and hello. He said, hello, Mr. Adams, it's not going to be an easy night for you.
His third tackle for a loss on this season. He came in, Nasir did, with 15 total tackles. He is a senior on this team. So they'll get the play from the sidelines. There you see the wide receivers set. Adams in the shotgun. His first pass goes over the middle, and it's a quick hitter to Jacob Manco. Manco's on his horse, and he is in for a Hazelton Honda touchdown. 68-yard pass play.
What a pass, what a catch, and more importantly, Manco with that breakaway speed. Good inside with the RPO, a little bit of hesitation on Russin's fault, but right there, that ball was thrown on a dime, and number 22, look at this burst right away, great blocking by 24 to spring that 68-yard touchdown.
That's a big 10th catch of the year for the senior, his 6th touchdown on the season, and the Black Knights, just a minute 3 into this game, have taken a 7-0 lead as Parashchik is extra point is up and good, and that is the offense that is really on a roll this season.
There's that RPO in there. Again, nice time to throw the ball, but very impressive is the ball placement of the quarterback. He threw that on the dart, and again, great breakaway speed in there. Great hustle by Wyoming Area's number 88 there to try to track him down. That was Adam Sigmund, but to no avail.
So Adams, that's his 22nd touchdown of his career. He's thrown for over 2,500 yards, nearing the 3,000-yard mark. Well, he's over 3,000 total yards in his career.
And again, having a veteran quarterback that has the great grasp of Coach Gilski's offense that he's running right now, or I should say throwing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that young man is going to be impressing a lot of scouts out there.
We'll give credit to the Lake Lehman coaching staff to change with the offense a couple of years ago. Weren't they like a wing T or something?
They were mostly run, wing T, and they did a lot of counter sweeps with everything. And I remember last time I coached against Coach Gilski, he had a Charlie Kushke back there that was running these wing counters so effectively they were burning us big time. But again, Coach Gilski went with the changes just like every coach had to do this year. Battling that COVID-19 stuff. And again, he said that these kids have responded well. They really want to do a lot of things together, but they can't other than actually practice and, win football games.
So the senior tees it up for the Lackawanna College kickoff, leading 7-0. Sigmund Harrells and Pisano back to receive. It is Harrells from about his 15. Cuts it back and takes it just past the 40 to the 42, and that's where we'll see the Warriors offense that averages 29 points per game. Jacob Williams takes over for Dom DeLuca, one of the best quarterbacks ever here at Wyoming area, and he's had a decent year. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 365 total yards.
But again, they're not really a passing team. They are more a pound and ground, and all these kids on the Wyoming area team had a lot of time last year, playing time in the second half. So they're pretty seasoned young men out there.
They can throw the ball themselves, but although they average only 76 through the air. And Williams will take the first carry, hit immediately center of that line, and it might have been big number 75, Jake Simonson, 6'5", 305. So here is the Hazelton Honda offense. We talked about Maruk Gashai will be the halfback and Williams the quarterback. Wide receivers pretty good. Pisano's a junior, Sigmund's a senior out there, and the tight end has a lot of experience as well. And up front, they're always big here. And once again, Elko on the right-hand side, 310 pounds. So it's Harros on the reception, still fighting and battling near the line to gain. I think they'll mark him at the first down.
That was a nice little pick play that they had set up right here. You'll see that the outside receiver, he ends up doing a block in there, number 88. Look at that, nice job. And this is great effort. This is what Wyoming area is known for, that toughness. They're not going to go down easy, and they're going to fight for every yard.
Speaking to the Warriors this week, they knew how important this game was going to be.
Well,
because of the playoff points and what could happen at 3-2. And the Black Knights, talking to them, they are happy that last year Wyoming area beat them twice.
I think they had this game circled last year, and again, we're going to see a wonderful game tonight. And Bob, we mentioned that they're only taking 2 teams for the AAA spot, so this is going to be such a key game for both these schools tonight.
So the Warriors come out in a spread type look offense. Williams with a pump fake and running room. The quarterback is up for a 12-yard gain and a figure law first down.
Nice deception on this one, trying to get the Knights to overreact, and they do. They go for that fake, that pump screen outside. He just tucked it up. This was a design play all the way. Good heads up, good ball security.
Except for a couple plays last week, Wyoming area did play really well against undefeated Crestwood. It's just a mixed extra point that was the difference.
And again, we talk about 1/3 of the game being that special point or special teams play. And again, we've seen how critical that can be.
Williams overthrows Harros and almost intercepted out there. It looked like number 22 on defense for Lake Lehman, Monco, and here is that defense, courtesy of Hazelton Honda. Conklin, Simonson, and Hanley up front. There's 3 big boys, I'm going to tell you, all over 265.
And Jake Simonson at 305.
Yeah, that's really big. Very aggressive on the defensive side, especially from the linebackers in the secondary. You saw they've been tested already. Little screen pass set up from Rook, but Lake Lehman's right there. Looks like Zaboski on the tackle. About a loss of 1 on that, brings up 3rd and long.
Again, they go with the screenplay, and when you're a defensive lineman, and you're not getting blocked, you got to pump the brakes, turn and retrace, and you can see the 3 interior defensive linemen there, led by big number 75, turn around, and they dropped him for a 2-yard loss.
Black Knights coming off a huge win over a Holy Redeemer, 48-14 last Saturday. Made it look pretty easy. So 3rd and long. Williams rolling. Tucks and runs. The quarterback up inside the 25 to the 21. Looks like a gain of about 16 yards and a figure law first down.
You're going to see right here, he's just rolling out. Jake Williams rolling out, goes through his progressions. There was nothing there. Tucks and runs. And again, key block right there by his receivers. That's a great job coaching those outside receivers to stalk block, because again, they came back for the patterns, but he turned it up.
Rook right there. The Black Knights know they're going to run through the middle, and that's something that Coach Gilski knew they did last year really well, the Warriors. And he had prepped his team this week for that play, and Rook takes it up for only a yard gain.
They just, here are our officials for this evening.
Harry Caskey on the white hat, all the officials from the Wyoming Valley Conference. So just at the Allied Services red zone. Williams overthrows the intended receiver again, and Monco out there almost again pulled it off.
They're trying to stretch that zone defense that the Black Knights are playing right there. They're going to have one guy stop, do curl down in the dead zone in the short, and they're going to try to go long with the out pattern.
So another 3rd down on this drive, facing the Warriors, already trailing 7-0. Flag comes in, they get it outside, and they got it to Morgan, but I think this may be coming back. First flag of the night. Harry Caskey on the call. So it's a legal motion. That will cost the Warriors 5 yards.
You'll see they go with the speed screen on this. And again, look at number 66. He's the left guard. That's Kostick coming all the way out from his guard position to be the single blocker from the offensive line.
Now, Rusin does have a pretty good leg and has already kicked a field goal of 30 yards. So even though you want 2 plays to get the first down, or just 1 play to get in the field goal range?
I think they're going to settle for the field goal at this point, because they saw last week what happened when they didn't.
I think we're going to call a timeout. They are. The Warriors are going to timeout on the field. 7:28 remaining in the first quarter. Some students here at Jake Sabowski Stadium. 3rd and long facing Wyoming area after the Keystone College timeout. Williams getting chased. Throws it to the end zone. He has a wide open receiver. And it's a Hazelton Honda touchdown for Leo Harros. 25 yards.
Well, Bob, we've seen this week in and week out with the breakdown in the secondary coverage where guys are just wide open. Again, he's going through his progressions. He's rolling, and he rolls back. He's rolling to his left, comes back to his right. A man is wide open. And as a defensive back coach, you always tell your cornerbacks nobody gets behind you. And again, now Harris does a nice job for that touchdown. And one thing we're going to see tonight, both teams are not going to push the panic button. They're just going to play one series at a time, and we're going to have a great game.
So with the extra point, they could tie it up. Again, some problems last week. High snap. This is on the ground again. Rusin. And no, can't hit Adam Sigmund in the end zone. Excuse me, that's number 85. With that, Jared, either Michael Clark on that. Don't have an 85 on the roster, but again, that was another breakdown in special teams.
Again, a high snap, so again, you call fire, 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 and again, that tells the tight ends you're releasing, and they're going to roll to the left, especially with the way that ball went. That was a perfect, if it was an executed play, it would have been great. But
so a 58-yard drive for Wyoming area. Eight plays in all. So a nice return and comeback for Wyoming area. They matched the touchdown. They just can't get to the extra point.
We always talk about the chess game that coaches go through, or the boxing match. Again, they're jabbing, they're sparring right now. And again, Wyoming area had their back against the wall, and they just returned it right now.
So Rusin tees it up for the Lackawanna College kickoff again. Hayden and Otrowski back to receive, placed about their 15. So it's a 1-point ball game in the first quarter. Just about 4.5 minutes into this one, and both teams have already scored. Otrowski from his 20. Bounces out, has room. Being chased, Pisano pushes him out of bounds, but a huge gain for Lake Lehman inside Warrior territory. They'll start this drive at the 34-yard line.
October is Jobtoberfest at Allied Services. Every Thursday is October's Allied Services hosts job counseling, hiring fairs, giveaways, and so much more. Learn about all the excellent career opportunities, including sign-on bonuses and benefits every Thursday. Get all the details at Careers at Allied Services on Facebook.
So the 51-yard return from Wodrowski sets up this offense with very good field position. Call it the 29-yard line.
Kind of makes it exciting when you get such a great return and you have a short field to go with this explosive offense. I would like to see what Coach Gilski's dialing up right now.
Three-man front. Back to Iden on the sweep. Wyoming area was ready for that. Williams with the first hit, a loss of 3 on this. So let's take a look at the Hazelton Honda offense for the Black Knights. Just 2 guys. We talked about Iden and already talked about Adams. The receivers going to be 5, sometimes a tight end in there. Wodrowski has 7 catches and a touchdown, and Monco already has a touchdown tonight. And big and strong up front. Can't match this. 4 seniors and the junior Johnson on the outside, but that junior is pretty big. And that's Simonson, who's just a junior at 305. Adams to the end zone. Caught!
No.
Caught!
Oh, my!
With a one-handed catch.
A falling down one-handed catch. That's going to make ESPN's highlights right there. That is incredible catch. But you're going to notice that the Knights went into their over set. It's an unbalanced set. Number 75. Look at that catch. Oh, my.
Doesn't get much better than that, does it? Sets them up first and goal. After the figure law first down, we had a flag down right where the catch was made.
If we go to the replay, you'll see that they went unbalanced in number 75, big number 75. Simonson is lining up in the slot position, outside slot, and we're going to get the call right now.
Yeah, Harry Caskey. Unsportsmanlike conduct, and I think that's when he took the ball and kind of bounced because of the excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that in high school football. So that's going to cost them a little bit off the pass and bring the ball out to the 17-yard line, but they're still in the Allied Services red zone. So Lehman retains possession after the spectacular catch by the senior Trumbauer. Got a little too excited, threw the ball on the ground in the excitement, and that cost them some yardage.
Again, we're talking about high school kids out there that are playing, and they do let their emotions get the best of them sometimes.
Out to Wodrowski, and he just goes out of bounds, about 3 yards on that. Here's the catch again, Coach.
Again, they go that unbalanced. They're going with the zone read on that, and he just lays that out there. And look at that. His ups, he jumped that up, tipped it, and he pulled it down.
Did it hit his legs or something? Because I thought it hit the ground. Well, one of the best catches you'll ever see.
That was a great effort by the quarterback and more especially by that receiver. I'll tell you what, that was great to see.
Great hands and hand-eye coordination. Adams with room. Adams is in for a Hazelton Honda touchdown. The quarterback takes it 15 yards, and it's another score for the Black Knights.
Well, Coach Gilski, you can see what he's doing with Simonson in there. He's using him as a decoy, but he's a very large decoy. He went on the right-hand side. They overloaded. The Warriors went to the right, and what do? They come back to the left-hand side. Quarterback keep.
Good blocking from the outside by Lake Lehman. The wide receivers did what they needed to do. So this extra point is low, tipped, and it's a 7-point game. So both teams having problems with the extra points.
There's that speed sweep with Iden lead blocking. And again, you see he just kept that all the way for that touchdown. And we talked earlier about 1/3 of the game is special teams. So both teams are even now.
That's true.
In the missed extra points. Now we're going to have to see how Wyoming area comes out swinging on this series.
Okay, now it's the Warriors' turn. Can they match Lake Lehman? Coach, there's only 5:34 left
in the first quarter.
They didn't even play 7 minutes yet.
I mean, we've got 19
touchdowns.
points already, but
there's Jerry Gilski, 11th season. Sporting the shorts tonight, 76 wins in that career. 36-22 in the last 5, and with 19 seniors on his Black Knights team, they're expecting big things for them.
They really are, and they've produced thus far. But again, Wyoming area, they're coming out with a chip on their shoulder because they don't want to be eliminated from the playoff.
Lake Lehman already with a win over their arch rival Dallas. In fact, they smoked Dallas 42-0.
Yeah, they did. There was another circled game for the last couple years. With that, I know Coach Gilski with the brown shoe. That means a lot to both those schools, and they finally got it back after 3 years.
Rajic, the high kick. Pisano comes up and on the wet turf, falls down just outside the 21 at the 22-yard line. So here are the both coaches. Over a decade of service for both. We talked about Coach Gilski on the left. Randy Spencer, 13th season, 80 and 60 overall. And of course, last year, one of the best in Wyoming area history, 14-1, 3A state champs. And we'll show video of that game a little bit later on. But boy, an improbable run they had by Wyoming area last year, all the way to the finals. And in fact, in the finals, they were trailing. And, one of those games and moments you'll remember forever. Williams, the keeper, got away from one tackler and shot up for about 5.
And he does a nice job jumping at the last moment. Right there, he looked. It was a fake all the way. And again, quarterback keep. Watch him jump right there to try to get that extra yardage. That's a great effort. Bob, they ended up last year, Wyoming area, they were cool, calm, and collected. They never pushed that panic button, and that started with the coaching staff. They knew they had a lot of confidence in these kids in their offseason and how well they were working hard to. They had that goal, they accomplished it, and hats off to the Wyoming area Warriors.
Williams over the middle to Pisano. Pisano gets a figure law first down and a gain of 7. So Rocco Pisano's a junior, and he makes the catch.
Well, we thought that the Warriors tonight were going to end up trying to pound and ground, and they're starting to air it out a little bit more than they normally do.
Well, they have to know Coach Gilski and his staff were going to plan for that middle run that
fullback trap they run.
That worked last year in their 2 wins for the Warriors. So they're trying to do a little bit something different. That's worked a couple times too, is that quarterback sneak. And the senior QB pushes up for about 9 more yards.
Well, the Warriors had great role models last year. That snap was a little bit low and to the left. And again, this is, again, a design play for Williams. He did a lot last year playing that second half and has a lot of experience. And I know Coach Spencer was talking very highly of him, saying that he's a real heady kid. He's smart in the classroom. And more importantly, he can lead this offense down the field at will.
He'll push forward past the 45. They'll move the change for a figure law first down, and the Warriors keep this drive going.
Nice
leading rusher so far has been the quarterback.
Well, you want to put the ball in the best hands, and I think what they're going to try to establish, If I know Coach Spencer, he's going to say, okay, everyone's going to start keying now on Mr. Williams, but we still have that guy in the backfield. Oh, what's his name?
Rook.
Drew Rook.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid is he's a stud. He's the future of the Wyoming Area Warrior football team.
Don't forget about Harros already with a touchdown through the air, but he can run it as well. Incomplete, trying to hit Pisano. A little slick out there tonight.
It is. From that rain this morning, again, they're trying to do the outs, and again, their footing is their timing's off just a smidge, but it's real early in the game. We're still in the first quarter.
3 minutes left, first quarter. Already 19 points put up on the board. Couple missed extra points. What you see, a 7-point lead for Lake Lehman. Here comes the blitz. Williams gets out of it. Finds a receiver. It's caught. Short gain, maybe about 3. Sigmund on the catch, the senior, with his 4th catch of the year.
Again, the Knights dial up a nice A-gap blitz in there. Both backers shoot that gap, put the pressure on. And again, Williams is a big, strong kid. He got away from the first hit, and he was able to get that short completion.
Something Wyoming area wants to do is hold on to the ball, keep that high-powered offense of the Black Knights on the sidelines. So a big 3rd down, trips to the right. Blitz again. Williams gets out of it. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Do we have a call? Brodrowski has the ball, and they're going to call it an INT for the senior.
You'll see in here, this is a nice ball. It's thrown. Good coverage. I mean, he's right on the hip, just threw it a little bit in front, and 21 step back. Yep.
He had control all the way down. I don't know if the ground helped at all, but
we don't have replay.
Nope. Looked like a good INT for the Black Knights. First turnover of the evening. Goes Lake Lehman's way. They'll start it at their own 38, already up by 7. Trying to middle screen it, and they couldn't. Wodrowski caught the interception, but couldn't catch that pass over the middle. Falls incomplete.
And he knows, he's saying, that's my bad. He knows he can do better than that. Again, sets it up. They go with the flare pass to Iden outside. They're looking for him, check him off with that slip screen, come back inside.
So one Achilles heel for Wyoming area this year has been some of the pass yardage. They're giving up 144 through the air, just 82 on the ground. And again, they lost to Williamsport and Crestwood. And Adams overthrows Monco, and good coverage in the secondary that time by the Warriors.
That shows Ethan Adams how cool, calm he is in the pocket and how he can just launch that ball out there at ease. If we watch that replay later on or even throughout the rest of the game, you watch his throwing motion, he's very comfortable back there. And watch how smooth he is. Good technique and just lets that ball rip. And he's got some speed out there, so he just overthrew that one.
Yeah, against Hanover this year, he had a career game, 262 yards, 5 touchdowns. He only missed 3 passes in that game. Back again, he has a lane. It's shut down quickly. Wyoming area does a nice job by Nick Elko. Short of a first down, and here comes the punt team.
Nice job. They bring an outside blitz that time with both their outside linebackers, and that's what collapsed that pocket really quick, and that's what forced Adams up inside. And again, credit the Wyoming area Warrior defense. They're going to shut that down.
They're going to go for it, so I spoke too soon. Wyoming area was expecting a punt. The offense is in there right now. And Coach Gilski's going to call a timeout. I can't expect him to go for it here, but you never know. 1:24 the first quarter. It's a Keystone College timeout.
.415 Pro Hardware is your local one-stop shop home resource center. Located 1 mile from the Dallas Circle, we are the only full-service hardware store in the Back Mountain. For over 60 years, we have serviced the area needs featuring Pittsburgh paints, pet supplies, and complete garden and home center. We invite you to stop in at 415 Pro Hardware.
So after the Keystone College timeout, Coach Gilski will send out the punt team, and it will be Jake Trumbauer who does the kicking.
Well, that was a little food for thought for Coach Spencer and his staff, saying, yeah, we might go for it. So now keep that in the back of your head, and that's always going to put a little bit of doubt in there.
High snap. It's on the ground. Trumbauer's going to take off, and he's going to dive for the first down marker. Where's the mark? I think he's going to be short, and we have a flag down.
Trumbauer.
So the mark is going to be short, Coach, it looks like, right?
It is.
Right at the line of
up.
scrimmage. So the block in the back.
Offsetting penalties.
So we relips offsetting penalties. Here it
High
again.
snap. And again, you can see the mud coming up because how loose the field is. And again, watch this right there. He's trying to get that first down marker with that leap, and he started to cramp up there, I think, when he extended in that left or right calf of his.
So he got back to the line of scrimmage. The offsetting penalties gives the ball over on downs to Wyoming area. So both teams kind of waiting on the call. So wait, he just made another call.
So is it off? If it's offsetting, it should just be a replay of the down. But maybe there's well, they're marking it off.
Well, they go block in the back. So just one illegal block in the back?
That's 5. Yeah.
Legal block in the back. It's 4th down still.
So there weren't no offsetting penalties because he pointed originally to Lake Lehman, and then he pointed to Wyoming area. So
if you're at home as confused as we are, we apologize. Lake Lehman's going to punt again. The better snap, low kick. Pizzato over his head. What a great kick by Trumbauer. This is going to cost Wyoming area almost 40 yards on the field. They thought they had a ball inside Lake Lehman territory.
And there's another flag.
Yeah. Outside the 40, and now the ball's going to be placed all the way back at their own 22.
Driscoll's Home Center is a proud sponsor of the Wyoming Area Warriors. Stop by Driscoll's Home Center today to find hardware and home goods for your favorite brands. Get insights for your next DIY from our team of home improvement enthusiasts. Don't forget to shop our new 2020 holiday selection filled with today's most popular gifts and decorations. Driscoll's Home Center offers more than just hardware. 7 days a week, located conveniently at 720 Wyoming Avenue.
I think we have another re-kick.
Mr. Caskey, put your mic on so we can all get an explanation.
The punt team is out for Wyoming area. Lake Lehman remains on the sidelines. They're all coming. They're moving the ball back. So a break for Wyoming area because they were going to get the ball back all the way at the 20. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Lake Lehman. Not sure. Didn't see it.
There must be something.
But they're going the wrong way. I can tell you the Black Knights. The fourth down, that's 15 yards, then 10. So the ball's at the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
And they're punting again. So this time Trumbauer is going to be in his end zone to punt it. What a fourth down. It's taken 5 minutes.
And we're still in the first quarter.
Okay, so the break for the Warriors, they're going to get good field position out of this.
Yes, they are. And you know Pisano is going to be staying back a little bit. Probably going to try to catch his ball on the fly right now.
He's right at the midfield mark. So after all that, we're going to try this again. Jake Trumbauer, the senior, looking for a good snap to get this ball away. Big rush, and it's blocked! And it's a touchdown! Wyoming area. The most improbable Hazelton Honda touchdown we'll see of the season. That's Russo who caught it through the air.
Like to see who got their hands on it to tip that up. They brought an overload on Lake Lehman's right-hand side, and that's where the pressure came from. And so we'll see who gets this. Oh, nice job getting that up, right up there. Number 2.
John Morgan, the junior, got his hand on it. Jacob Rusin pulled it in, and it's a Warrior touchdown after 3 tries on fourth down for Lake Lehman.
Well, we were wondering how Wyoming area was going to respond, and they did. That was just kind of a crazy series of events that occurred. And again, I think if we were playing fantasy football right now, Morgan would have 6 points.
Good snap, good hold. And just like that, with 50 seconds left in a long first quarter, we're tied.
We're back to, yeah. Wow, that was interesting. Here you go. You'll see the pressure coming. Morgan jumps, good ups. And again, that's not roughing because he got pushed by the up back in there. And there you go. Rusin with that touchdown. So again, if we were playing fantasy with those two guys, they both got you 6 points each.
I don't even know what that sequence is of fourth down plays, or even if we could go through it again. They punt it. The guy falls down. Well, no,
he dove,
dove, and there's a penalty on Lake Lehman. We think. They backed them up 15 yards.
It was unsportsmanlike.
Kick it again, right?
Another unsportsmanlike.
No, I think it was a legal block. It was 10-yard penalty.
That's right, illegal block.
Illegal block. They kick from the end zone, and the Warriors get a touchdown. If you're following at home, Yahtzee.
Yeah, it's triple. I think that might be triple Yahtzee right now. And I'm sure Coach Gilski. Here we go. Here's the last touchdown. You'll see this again. Great ups, blocks. Again, clean. And look at the concentration right there on Morgan's. He pulls that in. Again, that's a great night for a senior. His homecoming, he's going to remember that forever.
Well, we knew the Warriors were going to get something out of it. Good field position.
Yeah, we
the
thought,
ball back, and they get a touchdown. Not bad. Not bad at all. But hopefully this game remains the same. Already 4 touchdowns in the first quarter.
And we're still in it.
It's another Lackawanna College kickoff for Rusin. And again, Iden and Wodrowski back to receive the kick near their 20-yard line. Rusin's leg's going to be tired.
He's doing offense, defense, special teams.
High kick from his 12 with Wodrowski. And he is up near the 30-yard line, and that's where Lake Lehman will take over. And here is one of the keys to the game from Coach Gilski, and I think there's going to be a one that stands out, Coach.
That bottom one.
That bottom one.
That bottom one, special teams. We talked about that in our vlog about 1/3 of the game, and we saw 2 missed extra points, and we saw mental breakdowns, mental mistakes with the illegal block and all that other nonsense that went on, and that cost them a touchdown.
It seems like 20 minutes ago when Ethan Adams connected with Monco on the first touchdown of the game, a 69-yard strike.
Yeah, I
Just
think it was 103, right?
103 in the first quarter.
So his ball control, it wasn't quite there, but
Nope.
when you have quick strikes, that happens.
Option, Iden. Off the pitch. Running room. Ryan Iden. Past the 45 up to the 49. 20-yard gain.
Great job with the option. Again, this is something that the Knights do rarely. And again, nice job coming down. You see how they kept the pitch relationship on the hip there. Nice job. This is where that young man is really explosive. When he gets out in the open, he's got a great burst. He's got good speed.
Pisano on the tackle. Right at midfield. Pump fake. Wide open Monco. The defender fell down, and it's another Lake Lehman Hazelton Honda touchdown. This one for 50 yards.
Wow.
Pisano fell down. I saw him slip.
Yeah, he just slipped and fell. And again, the patience right there of the quarterback, Ethan Adams, just to be real patient, saw it, lobs the ball, and he's off to the races. And we're still in the first quarter.
2 touchdowns from Monco through the air, and Adams as well. We're going to stop this extra point.
Encroachment, number 22.
So now will Lake Lehman go for 2? Yep, okay, Coach Gilski's going to send out the offense.
Well, it's
They're going for 2.
It's half the distance. And again, quarterback sneaking there, but I'm sure he's going to come with his speed somewhere. And I think this time ball's going to be going to Mr. Iden on this one.
So 2 plays, 71 yards. Just like their first drive of the game when they went 2 plays, 65 yards. So Ethan Adams and the offense back out. About 1.5 yards to go. See if a quarterback sneak. It is. Adams off the left side in easily for the 2-point conversion. So an 8-point lead now for Lake Lehman. As you see, 6 seconds left in the first.
Great job in here. They go to the shotgun formation. He's flanked by Iden and 21 in there, and they just lead block up through for him. It's a quarterback ISO, and he had his choice of which side to go to, and he punched that in for the 2-point conversion.
Well, last week, Wyoming area gave up 186 yards through the air from Questwood. And I got to tell you, I think Lake Lehman has 100 yards. I'll check it at the end of the first. Near 100 yards through the air already after 1 quarter.
And it's been a heck of a first quarter.
We haven't had a game like this, let alone a quarter, this season. So very entertaining Wyoming Valley Conference game, a lot on the line. Wyoming area needs to win this to stay in contention to at least get one of those 2 vital championship berths into the game, which should be in early November. And Lake Lehman looking to stay undefeated. So Coach Gilski goes for 2 after the penalty.
I'm sure he's telling.
And Perishchik going to tee it up again. So another Lackawanna College kickoff. High kick, Harrell's from his 12th. Flag comes in. Harrells is knocked down after the 36. We'll stay right here to get the flag, and then we'll end the first quarter. Let's see what the infraction is. Offsetting personal fouls, and boy, entertaining, I don't know is the adjective, but it has been a heck of a first quarter. It's in the books. We'll take a timeout. Second quarter is on the way after this. I'm the best. Well, welcome back to Jake Sobeski Stadium in West Pittston, Luzerne County. If you're just joining us, you missed a heck of a first quarter.
44 points. Wow.
34 points. You're not a math teacher.
No,
34
I'm not.
points put up. 3 touchdowns from Lake Lehman. 2 for the Warriors, including a block punt that they caught in the end zone, and that's where this Wyoming Valley Conference game heads right now. Bob-eyed Jan Cicek hit O'Reilly back, start of the second quarter. It is Wyoming area with the ball after the kick off the touchdown for the Black Knights. Jacob Williams has it. He will be in the shotgun, trying to set up a screen or something. Williams flushed, holding the ball very loosely, and he's going to lose about 3 yards on that.
Good pressure by the Black Knight defense on here. But again, they go with that shotgun with both flanked by both backs. They swing pass out, so that gives the quarterback two options right off the bat. Safety valves. He's looking downfield. Didn't like what he saw. Is being flushed out. And it's a good job right there by number 28 coming up there. Doing a great job for the Lake Lehman. Ryan Iden.
I'd run two if a 300-pound junior high school student was running after me.
I'll tell you what, he moves really well too for a big guy.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just a junior too. Williams, this has worked tonight. He's tripped up for about a 5-yard gain. Third and manageable on the way, and let's see now. Williams knocked down, and I said he went down awkwardly. I don't know if he was tripped or got his leg caught.
Right here, it's that quarterback ISO 21 up lead block, and he slipped right there.
I think he got tripped by somebody.
He's got to come off for one play, but
so catch Minnick in. The junior quarterback has played a little bit this year. Number 15, he'll go in for one snap. But a big third down, you need to hold on to the ball if you're Wyoming area.
They do. Again, they want to try to keep that ball away from Lehman and their quick strike offense right now. Little confusion there on the formation.
Harros takes the direct snap. Lake Lehman was ready for it. Trumbauer takes him down for a loss of 1. And expect the Warriors to punt.
You'll see right here, it was direct snap. It's, again, lead block. You don't want to put the ball into your quarterback, your second-string quarterback that really hasn't taken any snaps, ready to go. So heads-up play, but it didn't work to their advantage.
So now Rusin will set up to punt. Podrosky back to receive for the Black Knights. Special teams has been an adventure tonight. Nice high kick, a little short. Hit a Black Knight player. I think that was Kennedy, number 10.
Number 10, yes.
He was wise enough to turn around and get the ball, and Black Knights will take over at their own 43.
For more than a century, Lackawanna College has been changing lives. Now you can earn your bachelor's degree from a respected school close to home with the most affordable tuition in the region. Apply today at lackawanna.edu. New classes start October 22nd.
Fake the option, gonna go to the air, down for Manko. And he almost pulled it in. Pisano on the coverage.
That was, good. A comeback with the option pass, and that's great discipline on Pisano's part, Rocco, to stay with his man. And again, at the last minute, he got that hand in there to take that ball away, or else that would have been 6 points for the Knights.
It's out there one-on-one coverage, except for that one slippage. It's played pretty well. So Lehman will get the call from the sidelines. Movement up front, and I think this is going to cost the Warriors 5. They were showing blitz.
And the Black Knights hard counted.
So Hinkle crossed the line, number 51. 2nd and 5 on the way. So you see 5 receivers in there for the spread offense. Adams trying to get the call from the sidelines. 5-man rush, little fade to Iden. Iden beats Marook, and it's a Hazelton Honda touchdown for Lake Lehman.
You'll see the double move that Iden puts on him right when we go back to that replay for the touchdown right here. Great job, crew. Look at this. He's looking downfield the whole time, just a little stop and go, and he got behind him, and that's all she wrote for that touchdown.
Iden, receiver last year, converted over to the running back this year. That's his 2nd touchdown through the year for Ryan Iden.
Talking to Iden before the game, I asked him, I said, who's your favorite college team? Penn State. I said, who's your favorite pro team? He said the Giants. I said, favorite, and I didn't have to say player because we know who that is, Saquon.
So now Black Knights go for 2 again. They're going to move it a half the distance to the goal, so 1.5 yards. Last time this happened, they brought the offense on. They do again.
Yep.
They're going to go for 2.
I think both coaches this coming week are going to spend a lot more time on their special teams. We've seen high snaps, and we've seen bad holds, so 1/3 of the game. And again, Wyoming area was at the other end of that last week because of 1 missed extra point.
Back comes the offense. Last time it was a quarterback sneak. They run a little option. Adams again. And he's in for the 2-point conversion, and the Black Knights now extend their lead to 15 points. 9:33 left in the half. Black Knights starting to take control.
Nice job with there it is.
Welcome back to tonight's game. Now, everybody loves the halftime show, but it's even more special when it's the homecoming game halftime show. Here to talk more about that is Wyoming area senior Zach Houston. Zach, what has the preparation been for tonight's game?
Many weeks of practice. We've put in a lot of hard work. My directors, Mr. Buffalino, Mr. Fall, Miss Moyer, and Miss Ross have helped us so much during this unprecedented time. It's really been tough, but we've gotten here, so shows how good we've been doing.
Now, like you mentioned earlier, you are a senior, so you've seen a couple of homecoming games
Absolutely.
in your time. So how has coronavirus made tonight's performance a little different than the ones you've done in the past?
You know, I think it's different because of how less people are in the stands. You know, it's much more quieter around here. But, you know, we've adjusted, and I think we're going to do just fine today.
Well, you guys are doing great. Now, last homecoming game for you. It's your last home game. A lot of lasts for you. What are you feeling tonight?
It's a little sad, but you know what? At the end of the day, we are here. We could have been, not been hit at all with COVID, but you know what? We've made adjustments, and thank God we're here.
Now, talk to me a little bit about what it's been like playing with your classmates by your side, especially this year.
It's been different. We have bell covers and things like that. We have to wear masks, space out a lot. But you know what? We've made the adjustments, and, it's really just turned out for the good this year.
Well, regardless, Zach, you guys sound great, and good luck with the rest of your senior year.
Thank you so much.
Okay? Bob and Jan, back to you guys.
Thank you, Hannah. And again, it's good to see the band back, the cheerleaders, and get that feel of high school football as Rusin is injured on the kick return. He's shaken up pretty good, and that will affect a lot of different things. He's the punter, the kicker on special teams, and then, of course, plays defense.
He was shaken up, and I see Harris is down too. He's cramping up, so again, Bob, you mentioned about having all the band back, the cheerleaders back. It's a nice, crisp night for high school football and homecoming. There's a lot of it's really great to be back and watching this type of excitement tonight.
Okay, the Warriors like to get something going, at least scores before the half as Williams is back in at quarterback and he shoots through. 'Cause now they trail by 2 touchdowns.
Well, you'll see right here, it's that quarterback ISO right there. If Gashi gets his head inside there, and then that's going to allow Williams to do a little bit better read and use him as a more effective blocker. You know, Williams is a tough runner, and he really likes to extend that tall body of his out to get that extra yards.
So again, the quarterback gets a figure law firm first down. They'll move the chains, and they've obviously seen something that works on that right-hand side.
There's an what we call the bubble in there. There's a gap in there. You'll see it right there. They're blocking down right there. Number 69 coming down, Elko coming down, washing it down, creates that bubble in there, and that's where he's popping in there to get that yardage.
Low snap, pump fake and go. Pisano, he has it! Rocco Pisano hauls it in. It's a Hazelton Honda touchdown for Wyoming area. 64 yards. We're matching long passes tonight.
We are seeing, I mean, this is unbelievable. Bad snap, ball's on the ground, and again, Williams, cool, calm, collected, throws it, and Pisano runs by his coverage, perfectly placed ball, and he just sprints in there for that touchdown.
It's the junior's 3rd touchdown pass through the air. They'll go for 2. Will Wyoming area, 8:20 left. So a 3-play drive, 75 yards, ends with another touchdown pass, this time for Wyoming area. Let's see if they go a quarterback sneak as well. Power I. Couldn't get the blocking up front. And the 2-point conversion is no good. And now Wyoming area trails by 10. Turn into a Big 12 game.
Lots of scoring, lots of excitement in here. Power I right, and that's they just go with the power right. Again, they didn't get the blocks that they needed up there to move the big night lineman out of the way.
So both quarterbacks showing they can throw the long ball, Coach.
And again, we're seeing both of them use their feet. Not as much, because when you have great receivers out there that are getting behind the secondary, makes it a very easy target for them to throw those touchdown passes.
So there is Pisano. Here it is again.
Like I said, good pass protection by that offensive line for Wyoming area. Gilpin, Kostick, Hinkle, all right, and Elko in there. Nice job, guys. Again, that's great breakaway speed, too. Pisano, he's talking to our camera guy down there.
They know where the cameras are. Well, we thought this would be a good one, and it has turned into a good one already. And again, we are already just in the first half. The first quarter must have taken almost 40 minutes. I didn't check the watch. But looks like Rusin, who was shaken up on the last kickoff, is back to kick this one. It's a Lackawanna College kickoff. And it's a nice high one. And from his 9, Wodorowski again.
Lost the ball.
Has the ball and is dropped quickly just past the 20. So that's where the Knights now will take over.
Here we go. He looks it in. He's picking his spot right there. He's got a little bit of blocks up, and it just shut down that big green curtain of defense coming in there, stopping him cold.
So Ethan Adams comes back on the field, Coach. Unofficially, I have him for 209 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns, and he's also run for 1.
That was pretty much in the first quarter.
And that's pretty much, yeah. Trips to the left. Here comes the rush. Adams chased and gets room on the sidelines. Wow, a lot of quickness, too, from the 5'10 senior.
Good job with the secondary coverage. Here he is. He's looking downfield. Adams looking downfield. There's pressure coming from the left side. You see Kosick diving for him. There we go. 64 diving for him. Again, a lot of missed tackles, but again, he's got deceptive speed out there at that quarterback position.
And it's a figure law first down, too. Just picked up 10 yards. Wyoming area almost had him. The Warriors had 5 sacks in their opening game this year against Riverside, and we know how much the Vikings like to throw. The Black Knights have thrown a lot themselves. Again, Adams chased, and it is intercepted. It is Brook with the INT. His first of the season. It's a big one.
We keep seeing pressure from number 15, Blaze Sokach-Minnick, coming right off the edge there. Again, right in his face, does a nice job forcing the quarterback to go back. And there he is, our spotlight player for Wyoming area, making an interception.
We have had some highlights already. Even the interceptions are highlights. We've had a one-handed catch. We've had a block punt catch. And that catch right there for the INT. We have an injured Warrior on the far side. Trying to get a number for you, but
well, it's actually, believe it or not, with that drill that Drew had that interception on, that's that tip drill that coaches will do, almost daily to get those defensive backs, linebackers, get them flowing to the ball, get them thinking, get the pick, get the pick.
I think that's big number 69, Nick Elko.
Here we go. Again, watch. There he is. Sokach-Minnick right in his face, forces him to throw backside off his wrong foot. And again, there really wasn't a receiver there. He overthrew it right into Drew Maruck.
Well, that's not a good sign. The big 310-pound junior limping off the field. Hope he's okay. That's a big loss, not only on the offensive line, but defensively as well. In Wyoming area, as for a lot of teams this year, it's next man up. They're the cheerleaders here. So for the Warriors, a big break, big stop right there, because now they can possibly look to get back in this game before the half.
Takes a little bit of pressure off of them right now, because if they do turn this over and the Knights, they can stop the Knights on their next possession, they get the ball to start the second half. So we're in for some fireworks.
Start the ball on the Knights side. Williams getting hit a lot tonight. He's up for about 3.
You'll see right here, they're going to go right to the right side. They have all the faith in their offensive lineman, the next man up. We're saying, hey, we might be down one guy, but we're not going to miss a beat on this.
They really have liked that quarterback sneak.
It's been working really effective for them. So, and again, being 6'1", when he falls, he's got 2 yards.
Now they'll come out in the one-back offense with 3 wideouts to the near side. Oh, big 75's got a hold of Williams, and he takes him down for the sack. That's Simonson, the junior.
Bob, you said what would the Knights have to do on this series? And that's right there. They have to have a big play and a big sack right there. That's a nice job by Simonson, the big guy out there, 305-pounder.
First sack of the night, loss of 10. So now 3rd and a long way for Wyoming area to keep this drive moving on. Four-man rush, here comes the blitz as well. Tries to get out short to Pisano. He throws the ball into the dirt, and it will be punt time now for the Warriors. Good defensive stand from the Black Knights after their turnover.
That really was. In number 24, the linebacker Jake Trumbauer does a nice job squatting down in his hook to curl zone, and you'll see that on here. Here he comes. Williams is coming out. 24 is going to pop into your view, and you're going to see he stayed right in his zone, and he forced the quarterback to make a bad throw.
Okay, Wodorowski back to receive the Rusin punt. Good snap and a nice kick away from Wodorowski. It takes a nice warrior roll, and it will go inside the 15 to the 13, and that's where, with 5:56 left, Lake Lehman leading by 10, takes over in a very long first half here in West Pittston. So Lake Lehman has put up some big offensive numbers through the air, most notably against Hanover area. They put 283 through the air, and as I said, Adams already has 209. Five wide out look. And movement up front. So things have definitely slowed down a little bit as far as the scoring has been concerned. Only a couple punts in this first half, but now a break for Wyoming area as Lehman is backed up. Trying to throw a middle screen, and that's read very well by number 51. That is Bryce Hinkle.
Bryce Hinkle does a nice job from his nose guard position, sniffing out that screen. And again, I said earlier, when you're a lineman, if you're not getting blocked, stop, retrace. You'll see him right there in your screen. And then he does a nice form tackle, wrap, and he doesn't let go.
Loss of 2 on the play. It's Adams up for a very minimal gain. 3rd and long on the way now. As Lake Lehman looking at their end zone behind them. Under 5 to play in a very long first half. An opportunity for Wyoming area to force a punt, get good field position. No safety back. And someone ran the wrong coverage. And it goes over the head, trying to hit Spencer out there. And here comes the punt team. So Wyoming area coach already has a blocked punt. Let's see if they'll come after it again.
Well, I wouldn't suspect that he would try that because there's lots of time on the clock. They still have their timeouts. And again, if they get any points this series, they know they're going to get the ball to start that second half, which is going to be huge for momentum.
So again, Trumbauer from his end zone. Better snap. Gets it out quickly. And a fair catch by Pisano at the Lehman 40-yard line. So next week we'll be back up at the Lackawanna Football Conference as Dunmore will take on Lakeland. And of course, Lakeland, one of those teams vying for that 3A spot. Of course, Dunmore gonna vie for one spot in AA. So a lot of competition in a very different season. That's next Friday night, right here, Williams and company. Trying to put something on the board. He rolls forward for about 4.
Is brought down by Jake Trumbauer on this. Again, it's just a quarterback keep. Now they're going a little bit wider. And again, Trumbauer does his nice job from the linebacker position coming up and pretty much stopping that for just that 2-yard gain.
Just a 2-yard gain, 350 and counting. Try again with Williams. Up for a couple more. He's going to need oxygen at halftime.
Well, I think the adrenaline is definitely flowing here tonight in the Wyoming area's field. And again, here we go. Nice lead block right there by Rustin in there. He just lowered the shoulder on that to spring that extra yardage.
Right tackle Nick Elko, the 310-pound junior, remains on the bench injured. We'll have to see how that plays out. Bunch of players going both ways. We've seen a couple of cramps already tonight. So a very important third down, and they're going to call a timeout to talk this one over. It's a Keystone College timeout for the Warriors. 3:03 left in the half. So let's go. District standings have become very important with only a couple weeks left, Coach, in the regular season.
This shortened season, absolutely.
In the 4A, they're going to take the top 2 teams again. Crestwood has a nice lead out in front. West Crestwood still has to play Lehman, though, last game of the year. So that, looking forward to that. Dallas, of course, they're
struggling tonight.
Yeah, they're losing to Hazelton. So that second spot in that championship game is still up for grabs. Of course, Valley View would like to see that. They're 1-1. Of course,
and they were winning tonight.
Yeah, they lost by forfeit, and that was upheld yesterday. So good news. Elko on the sideline is running up and down, trying to stretch whatever happened to him. The trainer checking him out, so we'll see if he can return after this Keystone College timeout. What play here? They've run, and then pass. Is it 2 down territory to get the first down?
I think it's 2 down territory for them, because why not? They know they're going to get the ball that start that second half, and I keep harping on that because that's going to be key for their momentum.
But back the other way, you don't want to give the ball back to Lake Lehman.
No, not with
they can score in 30 seconds. Important. Williams going to air it out. Down for a receiver, and it's caught by Morgan. It is a catch at the 1-yard line. Wow, we have seen some pass plays tonight that will be highlights for all year long. It's a figure law first down inside the Allied Services red zone, Coach, and it's a 1st and goal.
This is incredible. Again, just the composure of both quarterbacks, especially right now. Jake Williams, he just laid that right out there, and it's good coverage. He was just one step behind the defender, and again, a great ball thrown and a great catch to set Wyoming area up. 1st and goal.
About a 35-yard catch, power eye. That's only Morgan's 2nd catch of the year. Marook, left side, Hazelton on the touchdown, Wyoming area.
They went power eye right, and then they go ISO left. So you'll see it's like a split backfield. Again, that ISO, again, that nice lead block, offensive line, good surge. And Ruck comes in there for his next touchdown of his career.
So 2 touchdowns in a row for Wyoming area after they trailed by 29-13. What a response from the defending 3A champs. Russo will come on to make this a 3-point game. Kick is up, and it is good. So the short field leads to a Wyoming area touchdown. They cut the lead to 3, 29-26, and we're only in the first half.
And Coach Gilski, we know they can score 103. So put your seatbelts on, fans. This is we're not done yet.
Nope. We needed seatbelts from the opening drive.
Here's that nice pass again. Look at Williams. Check off. They go with that, trying to go with that bubble screen out there, and they go long. Again, nice job. Oh, wow.
Catch.
Yeah. And again, he did a nice job with the body, keeping that ball off the ground.
We have seen some fantastic catches tonight. If you missed it, we'll show you at halftime. But Trumbauer from Lake Lehman had a one-handed grab
Yes.
It wasn't even an Odell grab. It was a tip, and it came down on him. We have seen some highlight reel touchdowns and plays tonight from both teams, knowing how important this game is.
The only thing that we've missed tonight, Bob, are the real fireworks, like if they were shooting them off.
Yeah.
We've seen them on the field. This is a great game tonight. Very exciting.
So it's another Lackawanna College kickoff. Rusin, again, at halftime, is going to ice the leg. Another high kick. This will be Iden from his 15. He has scored a touchdown last week against Holy Redeemer. This time, though, Wyoming area does the job as Colby Gashai makes the stop. But here comes that offense. Plenty of time. 2 timeouts. They just gave up 2 touchdowns. They would like to get one back before the half.
I thought things were going to settle down a little bit in the second quarter, but wrong again.
I'm going to need a break at halftime.
We might need a trainer up here.
The Warriors defense has played pretty good the last 2 series.
They forced those punts too, which have been beneficial.
And an interception too. So out to, looks like Trumbauer, and he's up for about 8.
And just go with that pop pass right away, right out to him. Boom.
I think it was tipped.
It
looked like it was tipped.
The ball fluttered, yeah.
3-man rush, it looks like, for Wyoming area. They're going to play defense in the secondary. Adams down the middle. It's Holden by Trumbauer. It hit the ground momentarily. Let's see what they say. And it's going to be a completed pass.
Jacob Williams sits back there, and watch this. Cool, calm, collected. Southpaw throwing that ball right in there on the slant pattern. Again, the ball came out. The ground can't cause a fumble.
A 32-yard gain. Here come the Black Knights again. They're going to set up a middle screen. It's knocked down and read nicely by Minnick.
I'll tell you, Minnick has been he's been a pain on that for the Lehman offense right now. He's putting pressure from that outside position. He's staying home. He's reading things. I don't think, maybe Coach Gilski at halftime will say no more middle screens. Because credit the Warriors, they've been doing a great job shutting that play down cold.
Down the middle. Trying to hit Monco on a little slant. Overthrown, stops the clock, 1:03 remaining. Brings up 3rd down.
You'll see right here, going down, he's looking, check 1, check 2, goes to the second, number 2 receiver, coming in there. Just a little bit overthrown.
Well, both teams came in with pretty good defenses. Their stats are going to be off a little bit after tonight's game.
And both teams have been doing quick strike offenses.
55 total points. Adams, plenty of time, rolls, finds an open receiver. That is Kennedy. Kennedy has a figure law 1st down. The Knights inside the Allied Services red zone down to the 15.
The Warriors gambled on this one with a blitz. They're bringing a lot of pressure from their defense, which opens up. So now the linebackers aren't in their zone areas, and this is what opens up right here. You'll see that. Again, you're putting that linebacker, number 51, on an island out there with one of the receivers. That's a matchup offensive coordinators always will try to get, their receiver with the linebacker.
25 more yards, and Adams nearing the 300-yard mark through the air, folks, and we are only in the first half. Adams again. just out of the reach. That's Trumbauer, and he had some cramping before. It looks like he's starting again to cramp up.
Yep, he's going out right now. He just waved himself out, took himself out. That's smart. Don't need to be a hero in there. You got to be 100%. Look, he throws that ball. Oh, it was right there. Ethan Adams, again, experienced quarterback, doing what he does best, trying to find his receivers and set them up for a touchdown.
Good news for Wyoming area coach. Elko is back on the field. Good to see that.
That is tremendous. That says a lot about the endurance and the physicality of that young man. And again, the training staff, they wouldn't put him back out there, even though this is a big game. They want to make sure that young man's safe.
To the end zone. Trying to hit Iden, and Adams ended up on his back. Good pressure put on.
That's one of the few knockdowns of the quarterback that the Warriors have been able to get to, because he's been elusive getting rid of that ball. Look at Minnick out there, very patient. Again, they had two inside guys, two inside linebackers, and a linebacker and defensive lineman came in there pretty much untouched.
So 44 left, 2 timeouts for Lake Lehman. They haven't used one. They're still in the Allied Services red zone. Adams back. Gets it out to Iden. Great defense by Williams. He sheds his block, makes a textbook tackle, and it's 4th down.
Nice job by the Warriors. They go swing past the Lehman. They go swing past 28. Iden, the nice lead with that. Again, look at that. That was a great job destroying that stalk block on there by Williams to make that tackle for just a short gain.
Okay, 4th down. Here you see the ball about the 14th. It's about if you're doing a field goal, back up 7, so 36-yard field goal, possibly for Preschik. But Lehman wants to talk it over in the Keystone College timeout. 11 seconds left in the half.
.415 Pro Hardware is your local one-stop shop home resource center. Located 1 mile from the Dallas Circle, we are the only full-service hardware store in the Back Mountain. For over 60 years, we have serviced the area's needs, featuring Pittsburgh paints, pet supplies, and complete garden and home center. We invite you to stop in at 415 Pro Hardware.
So coming up on that Toyota halftime report, check in on what we're going to see tonight on the Fox 56 News First at 10. We'll have a special guest as we feature Allied Services, our proud sponsor. And Jan and I will be back with a full highlight package, no doubt, from that first half. 55 points. My math's correct, right?
Yes,
55
sir.
points total, and again, in the first 2 quarters of this game. So on 4th down, they're going to go for it. They do have a timeout, so they can still get the ball over the middle.
Possible hard count.
Oh, they tried to do the old fakeroo, and I don't know who got faked out.
Coach Spencer called timeout.
Because he saw it coming.
He saw it, yep.
Well, a heads-up play from the longtime coach. It's another Keystone College timeout. Explain what they were going to do.
They were trying to do what we would call the old coach play, where the quarterback's looking to his sideline, going, coach, coach. And then on one of the coaches, they snap the ball to the up back. So, again, Coach Spencer, with his intuition there and the years of experience, he called that timeout and stopped that play. Heads up play by Coach Spencer.
So we're going to use our telestrator. Oh, no, we don't have one.
That's next year. Here it is right there. You saw Adams going to the sideline like, coach. And then again, who's holding the ball right there? Iden.
Yep. So heads up play at Keystone College timeout. So now with that, the field goal kicker comes on. So the ball is placed at the 20-yard line. 30-yard kick for Preschik. Snap is good. Kick is underway, and it is just over the crossbar. So a 30-yard field goal, and the Knights respond with 3 points as we look towards halftime. That just made it, too.
It really did.
That was just going to be close.
And Pacheski with that field goal. Nice 30-yarder. Gives the Knights a little bit of breathing room. But again, Bob, we've seen this in this first half. 6 seconds is like an eternity out there for these guys. And we know both teams can score quickly.
Well, I don't even want to. You're going to have to come up with some great halftime adjustments.
Number one, play defense. Easier said than done. I mean, both these offensive schemes, they've been picking. Like I said, like a boxer, they're taking their jabs, and then they go for the haymaker, and they've been knocking each other out with it, and that's why we have such a high-scoring game.
Yeah, again, we'll see Dunmore next week, and they're trailing Tunkhannock 30-10 at the half.
Wow. Well, I know that was a short week for both schools to prepare for, so, you know, hats off, I mean, to the Tunkhannock Tigers.
So another Lackawanna College kickoff. Smart, it's squibbed. Still a live ball. It's still loose. Still loose. 3-4 seconds left. It's the Black Knights recover. Wow. Danny Kutz comes up with the ball, heads up play as none of the Warriors could come up with the loose ball on the field.
Well, here it is, that squib kick, and it wasn't an intentional thing. There was a bat, there's a bat again, and then they just converged, and the Black Knights are victorious on that squib kick.
Okay, 3 seconds left. One snap, you would think. Now, Lehman, nope, they don't have a timeout. I was going to say, yeah, they used them all. Wyoming area's going to put 4 guys back, and they're going to call their final timeout. You can't take them with you to the next half. So Randy Spencer calls a timeout. This half will never end. I don't know if we want it to end. It's been so exciting.
It really has been. I mean, I know the Wyoming area fans here have been very noisy. The band, the cheerleaders, and I'm sure the Lake Lehman faithful that are watching on W 56.3 right now, they're enjoying this game.
Okay. Again, next week we're scheduled to have Dunmore at Lakeland. A lot of points going on there. A lot of things can happen. We're scheduled right now for Hanover at Tunkhannock, and we'll wrap up the regular season. Valley View against Prep, and that could be a big game. Both of those teams could be vying for a berth in the championship game.
Yes, they are. So we have 3 great games, and let's hope that we have to worry about this one first.
This one's not even over. We're just hoping it's over by time next week happens. Is there curfew in West Pittston? Because we might hit it.
I don't know. Do we get paid overtime? I'm not sure. I mean, do we get paid? This is just a fantastic game tonight.
So after the Keystone College timeout, Adams with time. Oh, here comes Minnick. Oh, what a play by number 15 to end the half, and that will give a little more momentum back to Wyoming area. Shooting in was number 15, Blaze Sokach Minnick, for his 7th tackle for a loss on the year and his 4th sack, and that's the way this half will end. Woo! Folks, if the...
It's halftime here at Friday Night Rivals, and we have stopped by Allied Services to talk to CEO and President Bill Conaboy. Bill, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Hannah.
Now, Allied Services, you guys are a big name in the community. You're one of the top employers in this area. Can you explain to some of our viewers who might not know, what is Allied Services?
Yes, I can. Thank you very much. Allied Services is a regional post-acute healthcare system. We do business in about 25 counties here in Northeast and Central Pennsylvania. We have 2 inpatient rehab hospitals. We have several skilled nursing facilities, personal care homes. We do home health, we do in-home, we do hospice, we do mental health, behavioral health, we have a vocational training center, etc. We do everything that's in the post-acute care arena of healthcare.
Now, some of your employees have worked here 30, 40, almost 50 years. What would you say makes Allied Services a great place to work?
Yes, we have, as you said earlier, we are one of the largest employers here in the region. We have just about 4,000 employees. And I'm here myself almost 30 years, and I'm still considered a new guy. So I'd like to think that it's the atmosphere, the collegiality that we have here at Allied Services. People genuinely care about each other. They've watched each other's children grow up. They've experienced good times and bad times, but they stick together, they care for each other, and most importantly, they respect each other and those we care for.
Now, elephant in the room, coronavirus. It's thrown a wrench into everybody's day-to-day life, a lot of jobs. What is Allied Services doing to kind of get over those hurdles of the pandemic?
Yes, we've been in the thick of it, again, particularly in post-acute care. People come to us from acute care hospitals. And of course, this has been part of the problem with the spread of COVID-19. So we've been in the thick of it. We've had many, many cases. And we've been at the front line with PPE, personal protective equipment for our employees, screening, etc., separating people. And we've done a lot. We're very proud of the work that we've done. We've brought many people from the beginning through successfully coming out of COVID-19. So we're in the thick of it. The storm is kind of quiet right now. We're hoping there's not a resurgence in our area, but we're very proud of the work we've done.
So whether it is injury or an illness, Allied Services is always helping people get back on their feet, and we want to thank you guys for what you've done in the community.
Thank you. We're honored to do the work we do in our community.
Thank you, and thanks for being here.
Thank you. I'm Bill Conaboy, President of Allied Services. During these particularly challenging times, we're pleased to continue our support of high school athletes and high school athletic programs throughout the communities we serve. We also honor our employees and all frontline workers who have held the line and stayed the course throughout this pandemic. Thank you.
And on behalf of Allied Services, we're happy to present Wyoming area and Athletic Director Joe Pisano a check for $250 from Friday Night Rivals. And boy, we picked a heck of a game to come to 55 total points only in the first half. The score, the Black Knights, trying to remain undefeated, lead the Warriors 32-26. We come back inside the booth. Jan Cicak and Bob Ide, and a long first quarter and then a long first half, but boy, an exciting one.
Oh, great one here at Jake Sobieski Field.
I don't even know where to start. How about we start with 503 total yards of offense combined between two teams?
In the first half.
In the first half.
I mean, like you said, Big 10,
Yeah.
or Big 12, I should say, with this kind of stuff. And it's just been so exciting. The plays that are being made, the catches, the tackling, everything that you could want in high school football and more.
Well, give credit to the student athletes, the guys playing on the field, because they have not given up. Even though Wyoming area trailed 29-13 at one point, they scored 2 more touchdowns, and they made this a ball game. And boy, they do not want to lose this game, do they?
No, they don't. They didn't panic. They just played their game. They maintained their course, as they say, trust the process, and they are. And it's, like I said, great shootout game right here.
Let's take a look at the first half highlights. And it started right off the bat. Second play of the game, Adams
hits Monco for a great touchdown. I believe that was 68 yards right there. Great burst. A pitch and catch right there to get them on the board first. But the Warriors were not going to be outdone. Williams to Harrow. Watch this play. Again, wide open. Nice ball. He was going to his left. There we go.
35-yard touchdown pass.
Okay, now we come back. Trumpauer, watch this catch. Again, I keep saying,
wow,
how exciting. Look at that. Look at that. But the play, again, it brought it back a little bit deeper. And now Adams, he puts the icing on the cake on this one for the touchdown.
Yeah, it was 15 yards. It was after a penalty, and that's where he stood.
And watch, Morgan blocks the punt. And right here, Russin makes a touchdown. There we go. Again, they answered the bell.
That made it 13-all, Coach.
And now we have Monco with the pump fake right there. Again, on that one, we had a slip defensive back, but again, you take advantage of what you can.
50-yard pass play.
And now we look at Iden. Again, a double move gets right behind him, and again, for a touchdown. But we're going to see some pretty neat things right here.
Yeah, because they trailed by 16 points to the Wyoming area.
And they come right back, and here's Pisano, gets right behind him. Again, I'm sure the D-backs thought that was a bad snap and stuff and wasn't going to be there. Heads-up play.
64-yard pass play.
Now we have Morgan's. He's going to go, hey, you know what? I want to try to get some more other than just a block right now. And he sets the Wyoming areas up for a short one. And again, TD by Maroc, our spotlight player for Wyoming area, gets in there for a touchdown.
And then they would add a late Pachowski field goal, would Lake Lehman, and that's where it is, 32-26. We'll take a quick timeout. Don't want to miss this third quarter. We are back at Jake Sabatsky Stadium in West Pittston, Luzerne County. A Wyoming Valley Conference Division II battle tonight. Back and forth they've gone, and we are ready for the second half. Max Pachowski already has a 30-yard field goal. He tees it up for a Lackawanna College kickoff. Little squibber. Picked up by Sigmund. And ball's loose, flag is out, and he is down. And he will be down. 2 penalties now coming in, so a lot to sort out on the first play of the second half. And we picked up where we left off.
Absolutely. We started with the squib kick.
So we got to figure this out. Here's referee Harry Caskey.
With the flurry of flags right now.
Yep. Had a couple turnovers in that first half. Both teams had an interception. We had a kickoff right at the end, recovered on a fumble by Wyoming area, which led to nothing, but that's the way it's been tonight. We've had everything coming out of that treasure chest that you might want in high school football. Everything.
Yeah, the excitement, we don't know what... Oh.
So two fouls against the Warriors. This will back them up for their first possession of the second half. And what do you want to see from them in the second half, third quarter?
The Wyoming area on offense?
Yeah.
Okay. They're going to maintain what they've been doing. They're going to keep Williams in the game. I think they're going to try to get Ruck more involved in the run game to try to keep it balanced so that will keep the Knights kind of off balance. And defensively, I think Coach Gilski probably had a talk with his defense, said, look, guys, you're playing a very good offense right now, and we need to get stops. It's not like they've had broken tackles. It's just been blown assignment, 1 or 2 blown assignments. And again, they're just pounding the ball down the Knights' throats, which they're not accustomed to this season.
There's Coach Gilski looking on, the Lake Lehman players looking on. We're going to get the official call. Holding against Wyoming area. So that will back the Warriors up.
And that's a spot foul. That's why they declined the personal foul and took that one.
Okay, the ball will be back inside the 15, right about the 13-yard line, and that's where Wyoming area will take over. So that is sorted out, and we are ready for the third quarter. Williams through the air tonight is thrown for 143 passes. He's also their leading rusher in that first half. He will come out underneath center, and they go to the power I. Right on cue, it's Harros with a nice gain out past the 20.
They lined up in the I formation on this one, and you'll just see they're just running. Okay, ISO. He didn't like what he saw in there. He saw that big number 7'5" Simonson. He said, I'm going to bounce it to the outside, and picks up a nice 8 yards.
Again, Nick Elko, big number 69 there, was injured in that first half. He did return towards the end of the second quarter. Right to Marook. Little quick hitter right inside. It's a figure law first down.
You'll see right in here right now. That's a great shot right there. Full back trap, trying to keep that defense honest. And they do a nice job, the Warriors do, getting the offensive linemen downfield, blocking those defensive line to get that first down.
The Warriors will love to put together a nice long drive, take a lot of time off the clock, keep that Black Knight spread offense off the field as Maruk dives forward for 2.
I really thought this is what we would have seen in the first half, Bob. A lot more of the I formation that Wyoming area has been doing all year, just pounding the ground on you. Now, oh, here we go. He's going to spread it back out. What was successful that first half.
Ran Williams a lot out of this, and they will again on the quarterback. Great job on the inside shooting in is the linebacker.
Jake Trumbauer.
And Nick Zaboski, number 33, also in there.
They go that quarterback. There you see 21 lead blocking. Look at that. Great job by those the Black Knights with the wrapping, not letting go, and again, gang tackling.
So Wyoming area going to go to a little bit of the power game here in the third quarter. Trailing by 6. Quick out. Nice route by Morgan, I should say. And Morgan is up. Not sure where, but there is a flag right in the middle. Looks like it might be a holding right where the ball was snapped. And it will go against the Wyoming area. So that will back them up 10 and bring up a 3rd and long.
Here we go. We'll see. Let's see if we can. Right there, you can see he turned his shoulder pads. His hand was behind on his name plate, so that they caught him there on that one. And they just showed on the graphics that Lehman has only averaged, their defense has only given up 8.8 points per game.
That's going to go up a little bit.
Just a bit.
Their defense has played well this year. Last week against Holy Redeemer was their best defensive performance. As we get it out to Morgan, and he's not going to be close to a first down. Clock will continue to roll, and that will be 4th down.
They run that little zip screen out there to the Z-back. They throw the ball out wide, trying to get a one-on-one. And again, you'll see that how the Lehman defenders diverge. It breaks the stalk block, comes up, makes a great tackle. Number 15 coming in on that one to help is that was Heinrich coming in, gang tackling.
We have another flag down. Is this defensive holding? So an official's timeout on the field, a flag. Oh, we have an injured player on the far side. A Black Knight is down, and that's Wodrowski, 21, I believe.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Maybe some cramps again. They've seen a lot of that tonight, but 4th down. We do not have a flag. I apologize. So this will bring out Rusin again to punt. We've seen some high snaps tonight. We've had a Warrior block punt against Lake Lehman. So anything but routine are special teams this evening. Low kick, takes a nice bounce. Iden will let it roll, and the Warriors will let it die at the 33 of Lake Lehman.
Driscoll's Home Center is a proud sponsor of the Wyoming Area Warriors. Stop by Driscoll's Home Center today to find hardware and your home goods for your favorite brands. Get insights for your next DIY from our team of home improvement enthusiasts. Don't forget to shop our new 2020 holiday selection filled with today's most popular gifts and decorations. Driscoll's Home Centers offers more than hardware. 7 days a week, located conveniently at 720 Wyoming Avenue.
So there's a flag down, go figure, on the punt against Wyoming area.
Deja
That's
vu.
our fifth flag already? Fourth?
Yeah.
They lost count.
And this is deja vu from the first half where the punt team's moving backwards.
So now Rusin will line up right at his goal line. Lake Lehman should get very good field position out of this. And it looks like they're going to put the rush on. Nope, they're going to stay back. This a little bit high, but it's short. Iden a fair catch, and boy, that's a big gain in yardage. They're going to take over on the Warrior 35. So that's almost 40 yards gained on that, because the ball was down here at the 33. I have them marked.
Yeah.
At their own 33. Now they're going to get it on the Warrior 34. So
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Well, 10 will get you 40, I suppose, here if we were in Vegas. But we're not. We're at Wyoming area, and we are seeing all sorts of great, crazy things on special teams tonight.
Well, it was a wild game last year in their first meeting in the regular season. The final score, Wyoming area won at 35-30. Lake Lehman actually led in that game at the half. And then in the playoff game, it was all Warriors 48-42 on their way to the state title. And we're going to stop again.
That'll be against the Knights.
Yep. Now, someone walked into the press box before walking through and said there is a curfew here. So you better pick up the pace. This will stop the clock on the penalty and back up Lehman 5. This offense averaging 39 points per game. Actually, both offenses right around where they average on the season.
Yes, they are.
Iden straight through, no gain.
That was interesting. That was the same play they ran when the flag was thrown.
You see your Condry on the stop, the senior.
They do that little counter. You see the counter tray. You have 55-75, left guard, right guard, right tackle, pulling left. You saw Iden take a step to the right to cut back to give those offensive linemen time to clear that out in there. But credit the Warriors defense. Again, they were really tough up front, and they weren't moved off the line of scrimmage.
There you see the Warriors really packing it on the line of scrimmage. Little shovel past Iden. Iden with room, puts his shoulder down, and he's up for a figure law first down, I believe. Or he's going to be, yep.
Well, Ryan Iden was pointing for a first down, but he's not the guy wearing the black and white shirt. Great job. Here we go. They look like they're going to run that option, but it was just a shovel pass. Nice job, burst, breakthrough, great effort.
No Ryan, it's a yard short, so 3rd and short on the way, and about a yard.
I'd have to beg to differ, because the spot was over the line of scrimmage, that where they have that now. But
so Adams will keep it. Boy, he's hung up. Wyoming area is going to force a 4th down. What a job by Maruk.
Wyoming area spotlight player, Toyota spotlight player right there.
You mentioned 7 tackles for a loss coming in.
And they are, again, number 15. I keep mentioning Minnick has been a real tough pain in the backside for the Lehman's offense tonight.
And Rusin there as well, number 27, so 4th and 1. Lehman brings a fullback in Zaboski, number 33. They're going to go power I themselves. Iden shoots through with a nice gap on the left side. That is a first down, Ryan. A figure law first down. We will move the chains.
Nice job with the power eye. Again, a little bit of delay on the offensive line. Again, that's to influence the defensive lineman, so now the running backs can pick and choose the hole that they want to run through.
Lehman offense, 302 yards in the first half. They're going to run that little option. They ran it before. Iden does a nice job to get some positive yardage, about 6 on it.
You'll see that little counter step back there. They go to the right, and then they come back left with the option. And again, we know he can run the ball, and he does a nice job stretching that out there.
So Lehman inside the Allied Services red zone at the 17, trying to extend their lead. Here comes the pressure up the middle. Adams eludes it. He's got running room. Gets out of bounds inside the 10. That's a figure law first down, and it's 1st and goal, Lake Lehman.
That's a nice job by the Warrior secondary, covering everything down. He had no options other to run the ball, but there was a huge gap in there in the coverage area, and you can see that Conjuring coming in there, again, forcing him out of bounds.
Okay, the Warriors defense, is it you need to hold time, or just give up a field goal? Warriors defense need to come up with something. Adams keeps it. Good tackle on the inside by Condry. Pushing and shoving after the whistle. Gain of 2.
They're trying to run what they call the divide on this. It's a speed sweep, but again, he's trying to divide the defense, and the quarterback tries to go up inside into the middle.
Condry may have saved a touchdown there.
This year's been pretty stout for the Warriors all year, and we saw in that first half he had a couple great hits. And again, if you look, he's been anchoring that inside to take that away from the Black Knights.
Wyoming area knows everybody's going to give them their best shot. 3A state champs. Adams to the middle, overthrows his intended receiver, his tight end Luke Spencer. So 3rd down.
That was just a quick hitter trying to get the ball down there. Again, Iden just steps up trying to find work, and they just threw that to the back of the end zone, and he just overthrew that one.
So an opportunity now for Wyoming area.
Bob, this is the longest stretch in this game tonight that we haven't seen any score.
Big blitz, shovel pass, fumble. Is it a catch and a fumble? Or is it an incomplete pass? They stopped the clock. They're going to talk it over.
And guess who made that stop? Big number 69, Nick Elko.
Now that is a pass, right? That's a shovel pass.
Yeah.
Well, was it a catch? Now they're going to talk it over. Well,
and they went with their unbalanced look right there. You see number 75 out there.
I don't know. That came out so quick.
They say it's actually going to be an incomplete pass is what they should say, because again, the shovel pass is considered that. It was a forward pass, even though it's underneath. You'll see it right there.
It's hard to tell from that angle.
Well, we're seeing personnel movement from Wyoming area.
Well, we had a penalty, I guess, and a flag down. And Wyoming area is going to take over. So Wyoming area holds, evidently on the fumble.
Yeah, they ruled that he had possession.
And a big stop. That's what the Warriors wanted.
That's what they needed. Now they can put together a nice long drive and keep that Lehman offense off the field. Let them get cold now, because obviously it's getting chillier as the night progresses. And again,
well, even if that's incomplete, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay.
Even if it's incomplete, they're still going to pick up the 10-yard penalty.
Right. But again, I guess I did take 2 steps forward and the ball came out. So they were saying it was a block in the back.
I'm sure that's what Coach Gilski's saying. But no matter what, The referees call it on the field, and the ball will be at the 6 for the Warriors. Trailing by 6. We've had no score here in the third quarter, which is amazing. Try up the middle, nowhere to go.
Great gang tackling there by the Knights. Again, we're starting to see a little bit of tempers now, and again, the cool heads are going to have to prevail.
No gain on the play. So we had 55 points altogether. We had 26 scored. It was 13-13 at the. No, I think it was 21-13 at the end of the first quarter.
It was.
And we've had no scores here in the third.
They got to get this play off. They're running out of time.
They do.
They do.
Williams back to pass. He's looking long, tucks it, and gets ahead for about 1 yard. Third down upcoming.
Well, there were 2 Wyoming area receivers that were a lot deeper than the Black Knights secondary. But again, good coverage. He's checking off. 1, 2. He looks down. He looks right, left. There's nothing there. Good job. Credit the Knights secondary on that one to take that as a coverage sack.
Well, like Lehman now wants to make the stop, get good field position, get the ball back. Again, a lot of these players playing both ways. Timeout on the field. I think that's going to be the Warriors. Timeout is a Keystone College timeout. We'll take a quick breather ourselves. 3:35 left in the third. We've had no scores in the third. Back at Wyoming area on the third down play. Williams tried to hit Morgan, and it went incomplete, and it'll be fourth down. Here it is.
You'll see that they go with the bootleg to the right. He's looking. Morgans catches that ball out of bounds. Good coverage by Luke Spencer there, the free safety for Black Knights.
So hold your breath. Special teams time. Rusin going to be in his end zone. Not much room to work with.
I think Coach Gilski is going to be a little conservative here and just like do a 7-man hold the interior lineman up at the line of scrimmage.
Rusin, good high kick. Oh, Iden barely held on to that, but Lehman has the ball in Wyoming area territory at the 42 to begin this drive, up 6. Neither team, I should say, has scored in the third quarter. This was a score at halftime. Trying to break through has become a defensive battle.
Again, we saw the Warriors starting to try to establish more of the run game this series. And again, credit the Knights for just playing stout defense and stopping them and forcing the punt.
Had a whole lot of long passes in the first half. Have not seen that here. Both teams have gone to the ground game. They're going to run the option. Out to Iden. Good pursuit by Rook. Short game.
It's a nice job. I like the option. And again, the Knights are running. They're going a little bit downhill. I'd like to see Adams attack that defensive end a little bit more. But again, that's not what they are known for, is the option. I'd like to give a shout out to Sean Hanley, Damian Conklin, Blaze Naperkowski, Chase Cole, and Jake Simonson. The big offensive line for the Knights. They've been doing a nice job allowing Adams to get that time to throw downfield, and even when they're doing the running game, open up those holes.
Adams back to pass. This is our long pass, first one of the half, and it's brought in. What a catch out there again by Jacob Monko. The 6'4" senior goes up and takes it out of the air.
He does a great coverage. Again, it's just amazing to watch these high school athletes tonight make incredible plays. Look at that ball, perfectly thrown, leaps up, catches it. Number 88 is doing, Adam Sigmund has great coverage on him. Again, Adam's only 5'8" against 6'4", and that time the height advantage won.
27-yard gain. Adams keeps it inside the Allied Services red zone up to the 10. That was a figure law first down on that pass play. And now the Knights can extend their lead. Harrells comes up with a cramp.
You'll see here, to me it looked like it was a quarterback keep the whole way because the pitch relationship from Iden wasn't there. He was too wide out for that actually to be an option look.
Trying to set up a screen, red by was that Elko out there? Somebody's down, I think it's Elko again. Iden wants pass interference.
Yep, he's up. That's good. That's a good sign.
He might be cramping up again too. He was injured towards the end of that first half, went out for a few plays, came back in.
And they've got so much at stake at this game right now. They don't want to be on the sideline. They're going to play through that pain to help their team.
Lehman's going to go quick on third down. Over the middle, it's tipped. Tipped by, is it Condry? Minnick was on there as well. So it goes incomplete. Good defense for Wyoming area. So fourth down. Pachowski on for the field goal again. He has one already tonight.
Yeah, Pachowski hit that 30-yarder earlier in the first half.
This will be lined up for at the 26, so a 36-yard field goal. Flag in, the kick is up and through, but this is going to be a legal motion. So now maybe are you out of his range? That's going to back them up 5. Although that kick looked a lot stronger than his 30-yarder.
Yeah. Pachowski, from what I heard, Coach Gilski feels pretty comfortable with him. And again, now they're going to just line it up. So it's 5-yard difference.
So 31-yard field goal. We have another flag. Offside. So back 5 again. It's like a pinball machine. You take 5. No, you take 5. No, you take 5.
I know what a pinball machine is, Bob.
So do I.
I know you do. I'm not sure, the kids playing out there.
Yo-yo, whatever you want to call it. Back and forth, we're going. Okay. Now again, let's see this again. This is going to be a 27-yard field goal. Pachowski kick is strong enough, and it is no good. Off to the left. So the Warriors hold, and they're going to get the ball back. Student section dressed in pink here, Wyoming area tonight, cheering on their team, the last home game of the year for them. It was homecoming before the game, about 8 hours to go. So the ball come out to the 20. And that's where the Wyoming area will start. Let's see if they can put a drive together. 1:57 left in the third quarter.
Let's see if that offensive line of Wyoming area can start dominating to try to get a nice drive going.
Good. Iden had him, but Williams, with those strong legs, sheds him and picks up 2 yards. Could have been a 2-yard loss.
Look at this. They do a nice job. Look at him. Iden coming from, had him. He just didn't wrap his arms. And again, now credit Williams on that because he is a big, strong kid that he broke that tackle. Bob, tomorrow they're doing the PSATs across the state. These young men are going to be, anybody taking it, they're going to be exhausted from this game tonight.
Yeah, that's right. They are student athletes. Actual gain of 4 on that. Okay. Let's try Williams to the left now. Use that offensive line. And Elko gets up slowly again. He is exhausted. Probably in a little bit of pain. And third down and manageable. Let's say 4 on that. Again, you don't want the ball back in Lehman's hands too many times because that offense will explode.
It will, and we've seen that. They've scored with 103, and again, they put maybe a 2-minute drive together to score. And this was one of the keys to the game for Coach Spencer.
Oh, movement on the left side. So this will cost Wyoming area 5, and back them up, makes it 3rd and long now. So this is a good spot maybe for a screen pass maybe, or
they might
maybe
even
someone
try
over the middle.
That slip screen probably would be what they're going to dial up. It's one of their screens that they like to go to, and they lined up in their trips open formation.
Gashai is the only back in the backfield. Oh, they're going to go home run ball. Down to Morgan, it's a little short. He had to stop and wait on that. Spencer on the coverage, and that goes incomplete.
Spencer did a nice job with the coverage, running him basically out of bounds on this. So watch where the ball's thrown, and you'll see right in there, boom. He shielded him, used his body, and actually forced him out of bounds.
So Russin in for another punt. Points hard to come by in the second half after a wide open first half. High kick. Ball's on the ground as Iden coughed it up, but it is recovered.
That ends the quarter.
Yep, it's recovered by Mako, and that's the way the third quarter will end. Neither team put any points up on the board, so it remains 32-26.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Start of the fourth quarter here in West Pittston. Lake Lehman has the ball. They have the lead. They swing it out to Ryan Iden. Iden tiptoeing down the sidelines into Warrior territory. Nice game. Gain to the 32. So 20 yards on that. And I think we have a flag down.
On this swing pattern,
we do.
Right there, Iden does a nice job. But look at how the collapse on the stalk block. You let the defender come in, but you're shielding him so he can't get off.
Okay, that play was for naught because we're going to back Lehman back up. A lot of yellow flags down in the third, into the second half. And holding.
Yes, it was.
Yep. So first down at 20. For Lehman, holding on to that lead. Four wideouts. Nice little touch. They hit Trumbauer. Gets about 5 or 6.
Trumbauer saw something on that right from the get start. He was hitting his helmet, signaling to his quarterback that I think that whatever pattern, they broke it off. And you'll see that he runs that. Again, just that quick hitch. And again, gains a little bit of that penalty back.
Again, Lehman not going to be in any rush either. Up by 6. Tapped at the line of scrimmage. Nice job by, that's your guy, number 15.
He's doing a great job defensively. He's been not having a ton of sacks or anything, but he's just getting in the way. And again, on that one, nice job getting that big body of his with that arm reach to tip that ball down. You'll see it right here. Here he comes. Minute coming in, reading it. Boom, jumps, knocks it down. Nice job.
3rd and long. Give credit to the defenses in the second half. They really have closed the hole.
Yes, they have.
Adams down. Pisano gets over just in time, or would have been a catch by Iden for a 1st down. Here comes the punt team.
Field position right now. Pin them in deep. Here we go with the replay. They go with that little bootleg to the left. Lays that ball out. Oh, again, Pisano, good coverage. Great effort by Iden on that one.
Intended for Spencer out there, so Trumbauer comes out. He has had some cramps tonight, but he's able to punt. Warriors going to put 2 guys back on this punt return. Low, and it's fumbled momentarily. Oh, Harrells is lucky to come up with that because he got walloped by Colby Roberts.
44 comes screaming down. Nice job. Again, special teams coverage. Again, now they've got okay field position to start the ball.
Well, Hannah is warmed up, I think, and ready to talk, and we're going to go down to her now.
We mentioned earlier, each Wyoming area senior was given a ticket to tonight's game, and they've created a mini student section here tonight. And like you mentioned earlier, they're all sporting the color pink. We're told that was done to commemorate Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which, as we know, takes place in October. You know, it's great to not only see these seniors get to be together for their last game, but to recognize a great cause while they're at it. Bob and Jan, it's really awesome to see.
That it is, and we're just happy we can see some students at the game. Harrells, breaking tackles, still on his feet. Up for a figure law 1st down to the 44. Gain of 16. That was all 22.
Harris does a nice job keeping the leg drive going. Just do a little bit of shoulder shake and bake in there. But again, watch. Coming in, boom, stop on a dime, spin, keeps going. Now they think they got him again, and he just keeps that going. Great momentum, great effort.
Good blocking downfield, too.
Absolutely.
He'll get a breather. They go back to the eye. Oh, that was a pitch out to Giambra, and he slipped down. I think he had some running room.
They did. They went with that power play where they pull the front side guard to get the extra blocker up there with the fullback. And, yeah, that field's slick. It's cold out. You'll see front side guard pulling right there, number 66. That's Sean Kostick out there for the Wyoming area's lead block in there.
Did pick up 3, though. Blitz up the middle. Williams almost intercepted. Luke Spencer had it in his hands, and he dropped it.
That's like those ones you're like playing great defense, and now the ball gets thrown, and you're like, ah! And it's just frustration. But great coverage. He was in a perfect position as a free safety to step in front of that ball and try to pick it.
Okay, big 3rd down now for Wyoming area. There you see him looking at his hands.
Again, it's a lot. This is probably the coldest night we've had all year, obviously, for football. And that does play, especially if the kids are wearing the gloves. It's not as tacky as they are when they're sweaty.
Blitz from the outside. Flag comes in, goes incomplete, trying to set up a screen. Trumbauer is putting the pressure on Williams. I think we're going to get a hold. We do against Wyoming area. Yes, they will decline it. It'll be 4th down. So now Randy Spencer, what does he do?
Well, you'll see it right here. I think it was on number 51 right there. He turned what they call, he opened the gate, he turned the door open, and then he tried to grab him to slow him down.
So Russin in to kick it again. Iden back to receive. A whistle. No flag, just a whistle. They say not enough players.
Well, that's not a penalty if they don't have enough.
No, they're waving it off. They did. So let's try this again. Again, in that first half, special teams was an adventure. But Russin, high and short. Takes a Lake Lehman bounce. And the Wyoming area will down it at their own 35. 9:28 left in this game. 6-point lead. And, you know, figures, big offensive first half. We're gonna play defense in the second half.
Yeah, we'll play defense. You know, we don't want to get them too excited.
No.
You know.
Now it's Big Ten football.
Now it
so
is.
Like
it's now instead of offense from Big 12, we're going to Big 10 for defense.
Neither team has scored. Give credit to both teams making the adjustments at the half. So Ethan Adams comes out into the shotgun. Lake Lehman trying to remain undefeated. Off the option, he keeps it. Dragged down by Russin, but it is a figure law first down, gain of 12.
You'll see they run the option, but if you see Ida he has to mirror what the quarterback's doing. And I talked about that option pitch relationship. He's a little bit too deep for that, and that's where I'm wondering if that's just designed for the quarterback. I'll have to talk to Coach Gilski about that after the game.
I'm sure he's going to
and
call
ask
you.
him. Oh, yeah. Hey, Coach, be quiet. I don't need to talk to you now.
Iden with a gap. Biggest run of the night for Ryan Iden. That's about 16, another figure law first down.
And you'll see on this, Iden does a nice job on that speed sweep, come up, and watch in here, gets a great burst, lowers his shoulder, spins. And again, that's a nice hit by, who's that, number 51?
Hinkle.
He does, I'll tell you what, he plays the nose guard position. Again, pursuit to the ball. That's what defensive coaches will always tell their players.
Off the read. Adams still fighting. And again, Hinkle makes the tackle. Gain of maybe 3. Time still now in the favor of the Black Knights.
So you see in here, they go with that RPO. Quarterback decides to keep, and again, Hinkle, and again, a host of Warrior defenders in there, wrapping them up and keeping them going, keeping them from gaining.
Iden behind his big offensive line. Picks up yardage. Towards a first down, a little bit short. Hinkle again with the tackle.
They run the counter tray on this one. The right guard and tackle this time are both pulling. You'll see 75. There he goes. Just lead blocking through. Again, allowing Iden to get up there close to that first down.
Best drive of the second half for either team. Option, Iden with room. Gets a block downfield, and he's going to go in for a Hazelton Honda touchdown. No flags. It's a 28-yard scamper.
Now, Bob, we talked about, I was talking to you and the fans about this pitch relationship. He's going down, and he's mirroring on that right now, and there was no one there on the edge. And again, that burst that Ryan Iden has, he just showed us why he's been so successful this year.
So Lehman now, I think, lining up to go for 2. That would make it a 14-point game instead of a 12-point. Again, the option. And that's almost like a forward pitch, but he got it, Iden, off the option and for the 2-point conversion, and it is a 14-point lead, 6:54 left in the game. Lake Lehman looking to remain undefeated.
Welcome back to the game. Lake Lehman is winning 40-26. Now, you didn't think we were going to leave this game without talking to some cheerleaders. I am joined by 3 seniors. We have Gabriela Supi, Salem Jones, and Ava Gonzalez. Now, this is your last game, home game, and it's homecoming night. How does it feel that you have so many lasts coming at this game?
It's so surreal thinking that last year we didn't realize how fast we were going to get through senior year, and we're just all excited to be here all together, especially since COVID. We just appreciate everything that we have.
Now, things are obviously a little different with coronavirus, and you're a senior, so you've seen how these games usually go. What's different this year?
This year, we can't really move around without our masks. We also can't really touch each other, so one of my favorite parts of cheerleading is stunting, and we can't really do it the way that we want to, and I miss it a lot, so hopefully things will change soon. But
for basketball season,
yeah,
you know?
For basketball.
Okay, now, obviously, this is your last home game, but what else are you looking forward to with the rest of the season and the upcoming school year?
I'm hoping to get back into school. I miss spending every day and missing all the moments I get with my friends and taking it for granted. I'm praying for a basketball season. I'll even take a wrestling season. I just really want to cheer like normal.
Well, you guys are doing great, and I wish you the best of luck in the rest of your senior year. Thanks for chatting with us. Bob and Jan, back to you guys.
Well, the Warriors went with the option and a miscue, and then Iden comes up with
Ryan. Yep, Iden come up. Here we go. They're
he
trying
was
the
getting,
option.
Yep. Again, Ryan Iden on that hits the quarterback, forces a bad pitch, and then comes up with the fumble recovery.
So the Warriors go to the option themselves. Don't run it very successfully. The fumble is recovered by Iden, and Lehman has the ball inside the Allied Services red zone at the 13 and about to put this one away and defeat the Warriors for the first time since 2013. And more importantly for them, remain undefeated. To the end zone, and it's intercepted. What a great catch on the backside on the defenders, Adam Sigmund. His second INT of the year.
And it comes at a great time with just a few minutes left in the game. Again, Harris is looking downfield, and he's looking, and again, great coverage. He underthrew that one. Heads up play, and congrats to Siglin on that one to make that interception to get the ball back at the 20.
That is huge because they do get the ball back. They need to go 80 yards though, and they have just 2 timeouts left. One at a time, trailing by 14. Williams out quickly, but Pisano had a dive for that and goes incomplete.
And that was smart of him not to. I think he had that. I think he let it go because it would have been a loss. So let's see how that goes. The swing pass out there, just that zip. Nope, they came in. Nope, no catch because he used the ground to help aid in that reception.
Lehman going to put the big pressure on. They get it out to Pisano. Tries to make a cut. He can't, but it's a gain of 6.
Now it's a more manageable 3rd and short. And you'll see this right now. Good job. Gets that ball a little wobbler. It wasn't tipped. And again, good coverage. It was Luke Spencer on the coverage there.
So 3rd down. Trips come to the near side. A Biggest third down of the night for Wyoming area. Williams outside the Pisano. He's incomplete. Big hit by Dustin Heinrich. And fourth down is on the way.
That's a great coverage in there. Gets that ball out. That's a long ball, and that gives the defenders a lot of time. And again, he comes in, Heinrich comes in and just put the shoulder in and lowered the boom.
The Warriors have lost to Williamsport, Crestwood, all undefeated. They have potential now to lose to another undefeated team for the third time in 2020. No safety back. They're going to go and to the outside. It goes incomplete.
Bob, the scheduling gods, weren't in favor of Wyoming area this year because Williamsport is stacked. We know Crestwood's really good. Here we go with this pass. Good ball. And Morgan's just, he knew it. He had it and just lost it. His body was going to the outside, ball's in the inside.
Of course, we talked about the Wyoming Valley Conference going to an 8-game schedule. And that's sort of adjusted what some teams were going to do this year, since it was only all league.
And again, some of the teams, like I said, they, Coach Spencer opened up with the 6A school. Yeah, and he knew Williamsport has great athletes out there. They weren't sure how good they were going to be this year, but they're still undefeated. They're doing one nice job. Coach Cruz out there, since he's taken over the Millionaires, has done a really, really nice job.
Iden can't shed that. Couple yards lost. The Millionaires actually had their game canceled against Pittston area tonight. Now it has been announced that they will take on Harrisburg on Tuesday.
That's a short week to prepare for a team anytime, and we saw that with Dunmore and Tunkhannock. Short weeks, all of a sudden you're preparing for one offense or one defense, and you have to, forget that, let's move on.
Well, Harrisburg has just really started playing recently in the last month or so. They were delayed in starting their season, and I think they were missing a game, so it actually works out.
And Bob, you said earlier, it's a gift that these kids are able to keep these games going, and they're scrambling, getting games. And Harrisburg, well, down there in that conference, they are always solid year in and year out. So Williamsport will be tested to the max on Tuesday night.
So Kostic.
They run the option look again, except he keeps it, tucks it up. 3 Warriors in there. Russin, Hinkle, doing a nice job in there.
Kostak, and he will shake it up a little bit. Going to snap this, about 1 second left on the play clock. On the sweep, it's Iden. Gets a block, it gets down inside the Allied Services red zone to the 7, 1st and goal, Lake Lehman. And it's a figure law first down. So we knew we were going to call 28 a lot, and we have in the second half.
They go with that speed sweep. Nice job, ball security. Gets it in his right arm, going to the right side. Tucks it up. More importantly, that clock is still running now.
We have another injured Warrior down, so that stops the clock momentarily. So we talked about the scheduling gods, and here's what they have left for Wyoming area. There's what they have done. Of course, they lost to Williamsport and Crestwood, and potential to lose tonight. And they have Nanticoke and Pittston area, always their rivalry game.
Yep, battle
in a
of the
couple
bridge.
weeks. And we'll have to see, because Pittston area is the one that postponed the game tonight due to a COVID situation in that school district. So
wow.
Shaking up player is the quarterback, and also one of the defensive players, Williams. He shakes his head. He says, I'm all right.
I'll tell you what, Bob, tonight we've seen something we haven't seen all year. We've seen these kids going at it for 48 minutes, giving everything they have, and they're exhausted, and they're still battling, and the game's not over yet.
Let's see. So 1st and goal for the Knights Adams is going to wait another 8 seconds before he snaps this. Warriors looking to blitz. Sweep to Hyde, no, Adams keeps it. Adams is going to go in for a touchdown, but it's going to come back. It's going to be a holding call. We have another injured Warrior. So the trainer will come out. Call is made, holding against the Knights. That was right in the middle. And is that Rusin?
I think it's 66, Sean Kostick.
Kostick. No, it's Rusin.
Is it Rusin?
Yeah, it's Rusin.
Okay. Oh, there. No.
Yeah. 66 is on.
He's coming on the field right now.
So 3:37 left in the game. Only one score in the second half. And there is the advantage of 14 right now. As Lehman looks to remain undefeated. Try to get some more, move up in the standings. Right now they're second in 3A behind Lakeland. Now we will have Dunmore and Lakeland next week, but let's see what Lehman has the rest of the way. They have Tunkhannock next week, which is beating Dunmore, may have beaten, and we'll check the final. And then they end with Crestwood, and Crestwood right now, the top team in 4A.
Well, they could be going into Halloween weekend, both teams undefeated, and a lot on the line. Again, Lehman will gain a little bit. Well, they're going to gain. If they can beat both those Quad A schools, they get more power points.
The Tigers did win tonight over Dunmore, 30-17. Lakeland will take on Riverside tomorrow after that big win over Wilkes-Barre on Tuesday.
Yes.
One of the most amazing plays you'll see.
4.5 seconds to go.
It doesn't matter what level.
Yeah.
4 seconds left in the game, and they ran it in for a punt return, and then went for 2, and that's how they beat Wilkes-Barre on Tuesday night. So, big number 27, Jaden Rusin, the junior, walks off, but is holding his arm, so hopefully he's okay and can go the rest of the year.
We've called Jaden Russin's name a lot, offensively, defensively, and special teams.
And he caught the touchdown, remember, on the block punt.
Yes, he did.
So Black Knight's going to wait 10 seconds on the play clock. 5 wideouts in there. Adams keeps it. Couple blocks shed. Oh, block in the back is coming back again. This is coming back after another Adams. He scored twice, and both times they came back. But that was pretty obvious.
What was really impressive, he's getting hit. Oh. You'll see Adams on this. As he's breaking now, he goes to the right, cuts back, and he's going to come back, hand down, watch his ball. He switches hands. Again, great coaching. You always get the ball away from the defenders. And again, you saw the flag coming in.
It was close, but it was close. It was a block in the back.
Again, when the defender, he stops, turns, and you're blocking, that's what the official will see, and he's going to call it every time.
So, 1st and goal from the 20. Now, the only good thing part of this is for the Warriors, the clock stops, but Lehman still has possession. Under 3 to play. They're going to pass it out to Trumbauer. He comes through the middle, but loses the ball. He lost the ball, and it is recovered by the Warriors at the 1. I think.
Nasir Condre does a nice job wrapping him up. And he's the injured Warrior right now that's down.
The Knights recover the ball at the 1.
So they go with the quick pass out here. I told you, it's a long, and he does a nice job cutting back inside. Watch Nasir right there. He's the first hit on there. Strips the ball. And again, Bob, you saw it.
Yeah.
The ball came out 1 yard line.
Trumbauer actually recovered his own fumble.
Here it is again, different angle, cuts back in, good ball security here, slips and watch. Nasir right there pulls that ball out, heads up play, and he recovers his own fumble.
Right back into his hands. So the ball, when it's going your way, it's going your way. Jacob Williams, number 17, trots back on. He was just injured. Rusin remains on the bench. Elko was out. And it looks like maybe just cramps for Condry. So good news on all fronts. 2nd and goal. Little double reverse handoff. I don't know who was supposed to get it, but it is a Hazelton Honda touchdown for Lake Lehman. Officially, it goes for Ryan Iden.
He's been the type of guy, and Coach Gilski said the offense will go with him. I want to call that a scissor play where the halfback on the right side goes left and left halfback goes right, but they collisioned, and he forced him off track into the end zone.
They're talking it over. Luckily, they didn't call a fumble. For Pachowski on for the PAT. It is up and good. And that should just about do it. Couple scores for Lake Lehman in the second half, and they're up now 21 points with 2:15 remaining in the game. So we knew Lehman had a high-powered offense, averaging just over 39 points, and except for that third quarter, they pretty much proved it.
They did, and their defense settled down. Both defenses in the second half did a nice job settling down, and that third quarter went by relatively quick. The fourth quarter, now we've seen a few touchdowns again, and Coach Gilski might be relaxing a little bit as we can see him on the screen. I don't know. I mean, I know his personality, but he's not going to be happy until the final play goes off and the bell rings.
Give Wyoming area a ton of credit. They trailed at one point 29-13. They closed the gap before the half. But then, you know, even more credit goes to the Black Knights in the second half. They've held them scoreless.
And they did. And Bob, you said it. Both these teams have battled for 4 quarters. That first half, I wasn't sure how many points we were going to have by the end of the game.
Yeah, you're right. Still have a lot of points on the board. So another Lackawanna College kickoff for Pacheski. And that squib has worked tonight. And Giambra pulls it in, and they down it right there. And that's where Wyoming area will take over. 2:09 remaining in the game. Jacob Williams does come out to play quarterback. Condry's on the bench, and Rusin's remains on the bench with some ice near his collarbone and shoulder. Don't want to speculate.
Nope, and
Hopefully he's
timeout,
all right.
Lake Lehman.
Keystone College timeout by the Black Knights. So it's Keystone College timeout, and we are hitting the bewitching hour of 10 o'clock. Or it will be a 3-hour game when all is said and done. But probably one of our most exciting games of this short season so far.
It has been.
And next week, again, Dunmore-Lakeland. Dunmore's going to fall to 2-1. Lackawanna Trail did not play. They play next week. They have a couple important games coming up. And don't watch out for Northwest to sneak in there. They're playing out in the NTL this year.
Yep.
So, you know, anything can happen. Again, couple championship games. That's it this year. Williams, long, and it's picked off. Picked off by one of our players of the game, Jacob Montgo, with an interception. He had a couple touchdowns in the first half, and that should seal it. The Black Knights will move to 7-0. Wyoming area will drop to 3-3.
You'll see on this, again, it looks downfield, and again, he's throwing into like basically one-on-one coverage, and it just ball was underthrown, and Mako does a nice job stepping in there and picking that off.
So some big games coming up for the Black Knights, including that final game of the year in 2 weeks against Crestwood. Ethan Adams throws for over 250 yards tonight. Monco has a couple catches, Trumbauer a couple touchdowns, but really Ethan Adams has been a part of almost every touchdown.
He has been, and he's had 2 called back.
Yeah. Iden scored a couple in the second half. And this offense is pretty good.
I'd say it's treating Coach Gilski and the Black Knights very well. They're doing some really neat things with it. Again, the option was something, a little bit of new wrinkle that they've established tonight.
And in the second half, they kept Wyoming area off the board. So first win since 2013. Now these two teams did not play in since 2014, 15, 16, and 17. For 4 seasons they didn't play. Again, this is their 37th meeting in Wyoming area. It's 129 of them. So we'll put number 8 in the books for Lake Lehman in this series. They avenged a couple losses last year. In fact, they lost 4 in a row to the Warriors before tonight. Another timeout. People know I have to go to bed. So Keystone College timeout.
Driscoll's Home Center is a proud sponsor of the Wyoming Area Warriors. Stop by Driscoll's Home Center today to find hardware and home goods for your favorite brands. Get insights for your next DIY from our team of home improvement enthusiasts. Don't forget to shop our new 2020 holiday selection filled with today's most popular gifts and decorations. Driscoll's Home Center offers more than just hardware. 7 days a week, located conveniently at 720 Wyoming Avenue.
So it's not going to be the ending the fans on the Wyoming area side wanted to see in their last home game of 2020. Unofficially. That's if they, they're allowed to pick up a couple games in November if they want to. Bunch of clean uniforms in there on both sides. Whoa, that's a high snap. Landon, looks like Shuckers in there as quarterback.
Well, that's always a tough one, coming in cold off the bench. Bad snap again, and just smart move, just jump on it. The ball's down.
So rounding out our district discussions before we wrap up this game, Class A, Old Forge looks like they will just win it. Holy Cross will not play in the championship game. 5A, Wyoming Valley West automatically gets the win. Double A is a rating, so that's just no championship game there.
Right.
And 6A, there'll be a championship game probably the Halloween weekend.
Okay.
Because Williamsport this year is playing out in District 6.
Yes. And we talked earlier at our pregame show about the AAA schools.
Yep.
So right now, Lehman solidifies now in that number 2 spot. But they've got some big games coming up as our schedule. Yeah. We showed the schedule earlier.
Scranton Prep won tonight. They have some big games against some big schools as well. So, that's the most competitive in District 2, 3A this year.
It is. It really is. And our last game of the year with Prep is going to be huge for them in terms of getting better placement.
Trumbauer on to punt. just going to take a Lehman roll, let the clock roll, and it will stop with 16 seconds left. Boy, if you missed the first half, you missed a lot because we put 55 points up on the board. You want to go see that again. We had long passes. We had a touchdown special teams, a block punt.
Just
both teams going back and forth like a middleweight fight.
And we saw a lot of highlight reels from both teams tonight. The kids with their athletic efforts and everything. It was a tribute to the kids. I mean, they just went out there and they were just playing their hearts out tonight.
So for the seniors on this Wyoming area team, they have a lot of memories, including last year's run to a state final. And not the way I'm sure they wanted to end. We had Trumbauer down on the backside with another cramp. So that's what we're waiting for. He's limping off. Both teams are going to need the athletic support and the athletic trainers after this one. So Wyoming are, I'm sure, just going to take a knee. And that will do it. So the final score will read Lake Lehman 47, Wyoming area 26 in this Wyoming Valley Conference Division II game. Lehman remains undefeated. Wyoming area drops to 3-3. Hannah back with our players of the game. After this, it was exciting here in West Pittston. Hello to the student body. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in and enjoying an exciting game here in West Pittston. All dressed in pink. The seniors enjoying one last senior night at a football game. Well, we're awaiting our players of the game to meet with Hannah. Coach Gilski giving them the speech. They will go to 7-0. And what impressed you the most tonight with the Black Knights?
How they can score so easily, and when they had to, they maintained the ball to take time off the clock. I really thought Coach Gilski at that first half, I thought, wow, what's going to happen next? And we kept seeing some really great things from both sides. But the Knights, they've got it firing on all cylinders. And the only thing that's going to stop them is going to be if they make those mental mistakes.
Yeah, they're going to beat themselves, and they're going to be right in the thick of things in 3A, maintaining one of those top spots, trying to get that home game in the district finals, which will be November 6th or 7th at the highest seed. So a lot to play out, but more importantly, they go undefeated right now. So the Warriors get back at it. They'll look forward to a couple of games and hopefully get to play Pittston area, their rival at the end of the year. So that's very important to them. That's something to look forward to.
That's a tradition, the Battle of the Bridge, and that's just such a neat rivalry because these two teams, Pittston and Wyoming area, they just like at that time, okay, that's it. The bridge, we're going to fight for it.
Our FNR plaque will go to the Black Knights. We're happy to them. Hannah is lining up. There you see our two players of the game, Ryan Iden and Jacob Monko. And Hannah is ready. And let's go down to her and see what she can ask these two great players. Hannah?
Bob, I'm with Ethan Adams and Jacob Monko. They are the players of the game tonight. Guys, awesome game from both of you tonight. At this point, winning is second nature. Another game added to this undefeated season. How does it feel?
Feels amazing. I mean, we work hard every day at practice to prepare for this game, and we're just going to keep it rolling.
Pays off. It was a close game the entire time, but was there ever a moment you thought maybe Wyoming area could hurt your winning streak?
No, we have 100% confidence throughout the whole game. If we get down ourselves, we lose that game, so we just had to keep going.
I love that mindset. Now, Jacob, you had an outstanding game tonight, a few touchdowns in the first half, and you just had a great interception in the fourth quarter. What was going through your head during that?
Just pure concentration and focus throughout the whole game.
Now, like I said, you made it this far without a loss. What do you think is going to happen during these upcoming games?
We can't let going undefeated get to us at all. We have to keep playing and playing as it's our last game.
All right, guys. Well, awesome game tonight. You get to keep that plaque. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Bob and Jan, back to you guys.
Thank you, Hannah, and thank to Ethan and Jacob, and congratulations to the Black Knights. Coach, what exciting game. We thought we could have topped 100 tonight. I think that's what we were thinking at halftime. Things settled down into the second half. The Knights put a couple of scores on the board, and they pull out the 47-26 win. So a lot going on, a lot to play for, a couple more weeks of the regular season, believe it or not. And, we're just happy to get games in. And next week, we are scheduled right now to get Dunmore and Lakeland. So a lot to riding on that game up at Chapman Lake. And if it's cold next week, it could snow. Just saying.
It is a different weather pattern. We'll have to ask Allie Debicki if that's going to happen.
Well, we'll definitely check the weather on Fox 56. So great job by our crew. A long night here at Jake Sabowski Stadium, but one worth the effort. For Hannah O'Reilly, for Jan Cechek, and for the entire Fox 56 sports crew, who did an awesome job as always, this is Bob Hyde saying, so long from West Pittston.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.